Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the area zone or code that you are receiving this information from. Tonight, it's Friday, and I'm excited to bring you Identity Fridays, of course, by Uncle Chile. The YouTube platform is Uncle Chile. The show is Identity Fridays, and of course, we are here to help you fix an identity. All right? It's not our role to help you fix anyway. It's our role to just shine light. It is your responsibility to see if it makes sense, and through that, you go and find your path. It is very, very necessary that you get to see light in a window of your own rather than seeing light in a window of somebody else or something else. Most of us are always seeing light through the window of our parents. Most of us are seeing light through the window of our spiritual fathers. We call them 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗜𝗡. Most of us are seeing light in the window of our teachers, our role models, and we never have a chance to see things through our own window. We are struggling with life because we identify with different things. And tonight, or basically what we do on Identity Fridays, is to help you find your bearing. Once you find your bearing, it starts to make sense. So welcome to another Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. We know you could be somewhere taking two for the road, but guess what? You decided, today Tusker Light, Tusker Cedar, Pilsner, Smama Imara Kama Simba, Stand Tall Like a Tusker, or Jack Daniels. You said, please, I don't even want the ice cubes. Put it aside and allow me to sit back and listen to Uncle Chile spitting his know-how. So thank you so much for taking your time to be here. I bless you. All right? I bless you. Now, if you're on YouTube and you can hear me, if my sound is clear on YouTube, kindly just raise your hand. If you're seated in that YouTube class and the sound is clear, wave at me. And as you join in, whether you're on TikTok or on YouTube, make sure to tell us where you're watching us from so that we can actually say hi to individuals in your area code. We want you, plus those people around you, to come in. Realize that most people around you are just evil. Everybody around is evil, including you and your mama. So you're trying to fix identities of people around you. Now, I'm also coming to fix identities in Nairobi if God gives me the grace to leave by Tuesday. So on Tuesday, the 26th, all the way to the 5th of September, we shall be in Nairobi for the physical consultations. Amazing. Amazing. Join us in those physical consultations. Refer somebody to us. Come, let's have those conversations. Let's try and fix you both through the identity stuff and also through the health stuff. We have detailed and in-depth about these things, and we can actually be of help to help shine light on your path so that the room becomes brighter, right? Because when I light up your candle, now the room is brighter. Everybody who is trying to join in, tell us where you're joining us from, because it's a pleasure to have all of you here. Let me say hi to some individuals. I can see Mercy from Kitale. Mercy from Kitale. Thank you so much, Mercy, for joining in. Mercy Cheupe. Somebody's asking me best coffee recommendation. Go and try our coffee. Health and wellness coffee. Oh, roasted and grounded, my friend. You will not take your lips off that coffee. So go to Meti House and have that. If you want to be part of our memberships on YouTube, you can actually join in. But we are live on YouTube under the platform Uncle Chile. So those of you who are fond of going to Health and Wellness Spot on Fridays, we don't do a show on Fridays on Health and Wellness Spot. No, we do a show on Uncle Chile platform on YouTube. All right. I can see Jambaka is in the building. I can see Eduflo. I can see Ajoa Tina from Ghana is in the building. Polly. Is it Pauline? Hey, what a name. How are you, Pauline? Olo David is in the building from Migori. Amazing. Somebody from Gambia. Fatuma from Gambia. Amazing. Kate Nduta is in the building. I see you. I see Kilel Mike from Nakuru. Where in Nakuru? Are you in Section 8? Are you in Gilgil? Where in Nakuru? Are you in Shabe? Or Kaptembwa? Where are you in Nakuru? My friend. Brabiza is in the building from South Africa. Amazing. Meru Init. Well bet. Welcome on board. Cecil, I see you. I see Owino on YouTube's. Of course. Ramadan Inganga is in the building. Ramadan, how are you? Welcome, sir. I also see Agi Kelly. I see Carol Jerry. J. Opande is in the building. I see Edwin Cheplel. Sarah Vuma. Hey. Jen Wanjiru. Dorcas. Chepkorir Lynette. Bubea Agnes is in the building. Pricky is in the building. I also see Ses K from Kanairo. Amazing. Oh, section 58. Amazing. Yeah? Eugene represented by Hart. Thank you so much, Hart. I see Kefa Ogwell is in the building. Mukira is in the building. Carol Jerry. Hey. Amazing, amazing. Agi Kelly, I also see you. Abdimalik Ali. Abdimalik, how are you? I see Ken Gatirima from Kikuyu. Hey. Health and wellness. Okay. All the way from Kirinyaga County. Mwea, to be specific. Health and wellness. Immaculate is in the building. Oh, Kefa Ogwell from Ahero, Dala, Rivanyando. On Rivanyando is where I saw a lot of women bathing with children and all that. I don't know if that's cultural or something, but it was it's interesting. Can you imagine bathing with your mother or your auntie? Yeah, you're looking at your auntie like, hey, auntie. Auntie, unajua, you know auntie? Hey, me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel, auntie. Auntie. Well, Jen Mwendo's in the building. I see Memory Virwa. Hey, Memory, your name. Virwa. Hey. Sultan Rajab from Imenti House. Sultan, my brother, how are you, brother? Nice to see you, brother. Nice to have you here. Amazing. I see Cecil in the building. I also see Moni Worms, Magi, Junior from Juja. Hey, Juja is in the building represented. Welcome all of you. Now, Agi from Voi, karibu sana Agi, watu wa Voi wapo ndani ya nyumba. You've realized, I put out the poster for this show late, and you've realized nowadays I don't try to advertise this show. Why? Because, again, here we stay present, right? So imagine, personally I tell you, in the morning, if you have, let's say, an interview, whatever thing you have, whatever thing you're preparing for, the worst thing you can do is to start preparing now. Just because it's during, let's say on Monday, you start preparing now. You have an interview, you're busy reading books, you're busy doing all these things in preparation for the interview. I want you to look at yourself as you prepare for that interview and try to imagine. All right? This is the first time we're trying to imagine because we don't allow imagination, but try and imagine that you're preparing for an interview that you're not going to interview yourself. So what are you doing? You're busy preparing for an interview, but you're not the one who is going to roll the interview. You're just going to participate. So what are you preparing for? Why don't you just wake up on Monday if God gives you the grace, take a good cold shower. First of all, start with a silent prayer, of course. As you wake up, do a silent prayer. Go take that cold shower after a morning workout, because on Monday we wake up to work out. So wake up, take 5 minutes to do the silent prayer, jump into the morning workout, take a cold shower, dress nicely, iron those clothes and look nice. Put on some good cologne so that you make a statement, and then walk into that interview room with your head up, neck straight, chest out. Ingia ndani ya interview. What will happen? What do you think will happen? Now you have all the pressure in your head about an interview. You've prepared for an interview for 2 weeks. Now the day of the interview is here, you're still sweating your hands. You're still taking propranolol to ease up your anxieties. You're still taking a whole glass of ashwagandha because it was written on ashwagandha relaxes your nerves and eases on anxiety. You can use it. And now you're mixing ashwagandha, taking and heading into that interview. You're still sweating. You're still inadequate. You still don't believe that you actually prepared for this. So now you're sweating. You're there, you're wondering, which questions should I be asked? You're busy in your thoughts. And then somebody from nowhere just asks you, what is the headline of the newspaper today? Did you prepare for that? The headline of the newspapers today? You're like, but we were not taught. This interview, you guys were so biased. You come out actually speaking bad against those interviewers. Those guys were so biased. It's because I am Luo. And they were Kikuyus. No, it's because I'm Kikuyu and they are Kales. So they asked me, when I got there, I saw the teeth. I knew these are Kales. And I knew this one I'm not going to pass. So I came out of that interview. Of course, I went in knowing they will pin me down. There's a Kale guy who was ahead of me. He wasn't asked those questions. He came out of the room smiling. But when I got in, everybody was just angry. They didn't even look at me. He was talking to me when he was looking at the papers. And I was just worried. I thought, now it has become Kale and Kikuyu interview. It's not about you and your professionalism anymore. It's become now, you know what? I missed out on this interview because the one who was interviewing me was Kale and I am Okuyu. When I am Okuyu, of course, Kales will make sure I don't pass any interview. Now the narrative has actually changed. And now you start inciting other Kikuyus. Because misery loves company. Now other Kikuyus on the line are like, yeah. If Wanjiru faced this, if Mwangi went through this, how about me? How about me who is half caste? my father is Kikuyu, my mother is Taita. How about me, the half caste? Imagine the real Kikuyu has actually suffered that fate. How about me, the half caste? Realize this. Nobody denied you a chance for that job just because you are a Luya, you are a Luo, it doesn't matter. Nobody denied you that chance because you are those things. You're just playing a victim. Because you're so empty. That leads to the topic of the night. Healing emptiness. Listen, healing emptiness. How do you heal emptiness? How do you walk out of that emptiness that you feel inside you? You thought that you get that job, it will become the best thing that ever happened to you because your problems will certainly disappear. You'll be able to pay bills and you'll now become an adult. Right? You now become an adult. Somebody saying half tribe, see or half caste, bro. I mean, whichever the case, how did you understand it? How did you even find the reason to correct? Because you understood the sense. You see, common sense is very better than the intellect. Radiga. Common sense, very important. Intellect, very evil. You're still operating on the scent of evil. We wish you well, brother. In that evil nature, in that intellect nature, the need to actually get validated is actually emptiness. Thank God that we are here to fix the emptiness inside you. Thank God that we are here, and our sole interest is to make sure we fix the emptiness that is inside you. That need to actually feel right. That need to actually come and seek validation. That need that you cannot do the same things that I'm actually doing, and you feel like it's right. You know what? Let me pour my emotions on this timeline because here, I will come out with one like. I will come out with one follower. I will be heard. Uncle Chile will read my comment and people will clap at me. Now, Uncle Chile will, when he reads that comment, I will hit him hard below the belt or an uppercut. And Uncle Chile will be, hey, Rudiger, oh, I am sorry. I apologize. I didn't know I was hurting you. Guy. Well, so now I have to be under your mercy. Hey, highways. Yeah? So you did not even come here to listen to anything. You came here to pick out what you will correct so that you feel right. From an angle of a binoculars, I'm looking at how hollow you are. I'm just like, one day you'll see light. Don't worry. One day you'll see light. Amazing. So I was saying, let's go back to reality. I was saying, I want you to look at it this way. Have you ever had everything? You wanted that job so badly, you found it. After having suffered multiple hiccups here and there because of being victimized, the way you actually presented yourself, because you presented yourself as a victim, and now you're being victimized. As now a Luo being victimized by Kikuyus, as a Kale being victimized by Luyas. Have you ever attained that level where you feel like, if I get this job, this is the end for me? I mean, I'm going to pay bills. I'm going to support my parents in the village. I'm going to buy something that will make sure that they will know me. They call me by 3 names. Lewis Muchile Obunde, Uncle Chile Plus, Promax. And then you get that job. Now you get that job and you still have the same void inside you. You still feel so empty. You're paying bills, yes, but you still feel so empty because you're constantly chasing a goal that is bigger than what you have right now. You're always having bigger goals than your pocket. Most of you are having bigger goals than your pockets. In the present, everything is very okay because you can pay bills, you can afford a meal, you have a place to sleep. But because of the anxiety of living in the future, you're still chasing something in the future that is not even there. Somebody put a goal into your head, and now you're chasing that goal, which is nowhere to be found. You're constantly chasing a goal. You found a job. What are you still chasing again? Are you able to pay bills? Yes. Have you found a meal today? Yes. Are your children in school? Yes. Can you afford healthcare? Yes. So what is the problem? Why do you still feel empty? Oh, now it's a car, right? So you get into the new Mercedes S-Class. You're there relaxed. Kumbo inje kama samosa. You're feeling good about it. And then inside that, when you close the mirrors, when you close the screens or the windows, you're so lonely inside that Mercedes Benz. Now you're busy in Nairobi streets trying to chase women because I have a Benz. They have to see the Benz. When they see the Benz, they just pop in like a Maserati, right? And now you drive all streets in Nairobi, including Koinange, and you realize even these prostitutes are afraid to even move near your car. They actually, hey, at a Benz, because of the experiences that they had with the Benz guy. They went into a Benz and somebody pulled out a gun. They're like, how to a Benz, watch out now. And now you have this new Benz, cruising so that women can actually say, Igwe, and now you realize even prostitutes are saying, wacha tupe hawa tu wa kawaida tu. Benz tawe. Now in the Benz, rolling all through the streets, very empty. Yeah? You've pimped it, put in some music, and hey, you're busting, but nobody seems to be noticing that. You're like, in Nairobi, there are a lot of matatus everywhere with all this music, so nobody's noticing. You actually have a Benz with the system. If any case, those who notice tell you, hey bro, unajua, a Benz does not need all this music. This is a car for people who have some type of class. How can you put all this music system in this Benz? Now you're like, should I remove it? Should I? Emptiness. You are a pastor, touching people and changing people's lives, whichever case it does. Touching them and they are falling like flies. You're filling them with the Holy Spirit. But when you sit back and look at your wife like, yani God ulinipea hii ability ya kushandarakaya mozaya. I can speak in tongues, and the only person who understands these tongues is nobody. But this one thing that you gave me in the name of a wife, emptiness. You're the best teacher, and some of your students are actually getting A's. Actually, most of your students are getting A's. Some of them have left, they have become doctors. Your children are still struggling when you're the best teacher. And you're here, you have all the satisfaction that comes with your students becoming better. But inside you're still empty. You're thinking, if next year I get 50 students getting A's, and in that class, the class of 2013, 3 of them become doctors, 1 becomes a lawyer, I am a teacher, I have succeeded. And then you realize, of course, these things happened. But again, you're still empty. You're still lonely in the village because you're now retiring. And as you settle in the villages, nobody is relating to you because you want to think everybody around you is a teacher, is a student. So you want to actually treat them as a teacher, and they are your students. Those people who work in hospitals, have you seen how teachers behave? Even in a shop, have you seen how a teacher behaves? Have you seen how police officers behave? A police officer, even with the gun, they are still afraid. Even with the G3, he still has fear. He's like, hey, but you have a G3. What are you scared of, police officer? Mwalimu, but you're dispensing a lot of knowledge, and your students, some of them are becoming the best, but you're still empty. What is happening, Mwalimu? Why are you still feeling lonely? You thought marriage will solve all your problems. You got into a marriage, but you're still lonely. Inside the marriage, you're still lonely. Now, the sex that you thought was going to come, and it will be in abundance, and all of us will have sex on the roof and everywhere, in the car, and now there's no sex. And you people look at each other and you resent each other so badly because whatever we had, the idea we had coming into this union is not there anymore. And because you are the wife and you are the mother to my children, sorry, you are the mother to my children, I'm wondering, what if just one day I wake up and I simply take my certificates and I disappear, and when I get to the gate, I scream and then disappear in the bushes and never to come back again. Now you're looking at your wife and your children, you're like, bills after bills after bills. You're like, my bills are more than what I'm earning. One day I just go to the gate and make a noise and then I run away, and you'll never see me again. Some of you are in that position. You thought when you get twins, these twins are going to make sure that, I'm well known. Baba twins. Baba twins. And then God blessed you with 4. Very noisy. You're like, Allah. But I wanted twins. Why 4, God? 4. Why 4? Now you're everywhere trending. Oh, your woman gave birth to 9 children. You're like, 9. You're in the, and you know how the media makes this look so big. So the media is there, making sure that everybody knows you. In Kakamega, in Navaholo, inside the Navaholo village, a man, a man made a woman pregnant, and the woman gave birth to 9 children. Hey. So everything we've been sold is a lie. Is a lie. They've sold you a lie. They told you that when you pop out of your mother's womb, the conditioning started. They told you you must go to a certain type of school. You must get certain type of grades. If you are number 1, you are celebrated. If you are number last, nobody wants to care about you. So they put that in your head. They told you you must be number 1. For you to be appreciated by the society, by the external world, you must make sure you defeat everybody. So they made sure that they tap out common sense totally and put in intellect. Now you're just submitting to intellect. They made sure that when you go to that school, after becoming number 1, it's not enough. No. You must get 350 plus. If you get 400, it will be very nice. But 350 is the least you can do. You have put all your life into that to get these 350, only to realize after getting 350, you're still empty. You get in high school, the pressure continues. You're told, you know what? Focus on examinations. Focus on this. Study hard these 4 years. So just 4 years. Once you get that A, in campus, there'll be women flocking at you. Girls in campus, there are so many and there's abundance. And you as a cuckoo danger, you'll just be pointing a finger and every girl flocks to you. Oh, you struggle to get that A. Now you're doing Bachelor of Arts in Cosmetology. In University X. Women are too many there. But you are still empty. You attract all these women. The sex is abundant. But you're still empty. Somebody told you. So now you are submitting to that thought. Now again you are told, you know what? After this, you must get certain type of grades so that you actually suit in the society. Remember, you want this course to be lucrative. Now you're doing your CPA. CPA, CASNEB, always on your neck. Doing this now, you're told, you know what? You must get, after Bachelor of Commerce, you must put in on a CPA again. Just enroll a CPA course. It will make this Bachelor of Commerce very, very lucrative. You will be in market. You will be very, very marketable. Pharmacy is marketable. Medicine is marketable. So always target those courses. And now you thought, if I become a doctor, I'll be appreciated. I'll actually be welcome in the society. People will be bowing when I move. People will be licking my toes. Daktari, doc. Oh, doc. You're very, doc. Hey. I want you to realize, even the government posting interns is a problem. Now you have your bachelor degree, MBCHB. You have all it takes, but you're very empty. You come out here, now because of the emptiness, you have to fill a void that was already ahead of you. The void that once you have the title doctor, you must live up to that title. You see, the pressure will always be there. You must live to that title. Now because you've become a doctor, you know what, Daktari? Doctors don't live in 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗜𝗡 in Nakuru. No, doctors live in section 58 or is it Milimani? Now you want to live in Milimani. Guess what is going to happen next? Because you're trying to fill a gap that they have actually created ahead of you. So the next thing you're going to do is to exploit every single patient you come across so that you continue maintaining that lifestyle. So now you move from 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗜𝗡, now you come to Milimani or section 58. And now you realize, hey, section 58, where do you live in section 58? But you live in section 58 and you're always taking a matatu. Why? Why would you? Please, buy a car. I mean, doctors buy cars, right? Why would you walk on your legs, on your feet, like your patients? No, you are a doctor. Please, have a car. And the car should not be anything lesser than a Mercedes Benz. No, please, I mean, you have to have the bargaining power. When your patients are seated there waiting for you, you've driven in a Mercedes S-Class, they will listen. And also, make sure that the titles that you got in school, put them on the door. Oh, you have titles on the door, you're seated behind that door on a table. You have that Mercedes-Benz X-Class. Your children are in private schools and group of schools. you're still empty. What is happening? What is happening after attaining all these things? You're still lonely and empty. Why is it that you don't have perfect peace? This takes us back to our drawing board. The spiritual order of life. Hello, the spiritual order of life. That is what we start with on these platforms. You might be the sharpest person. You might be the most intelligent person. You must be the best doctor in town, the best teacher we ever known. We will reward you. You must be the one who has actually won the Nobel Prize for research. Oh, you must be the best pastor. You have the best church. But when it closes down, when that Sunday closes down, you've counted all these blessings plus the offering. And then G4S have actually come for the offering to take it to the bank. Yeah. You're there thinking, hey. Now you even stressed about the next sermon. Because you don't know, you're empty. You are stressed about the next sermon. So you have to spend the entire week making sermons. Oh, you know, on Wednesday we have Kesha. So Kesha, sermon for Kesha. Now you're sleeping at 3. Huh? Now testosterone levels are being altered. Now your wife is starting to complain. Now because of the pressure at home, you're looking at that sheep in that church, saying, that sheep that always sits at that corner, that sheep, the one that comes with the 2 mini dresses, that sheep, that one. Maybe that one can respect me. Just because when you say, it's time for us to take 5 minutes to talk to our God, go into a corner and talk to your God directly. If you can speak in tongues, 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗜𝗡. Now all of us are facing the wall and saying 𝗘𝗠𝗣𝗧𝗜𝗡. And as you're doing that, you're saying, God, if you give me that sheep, I will say thank you, and I will never look for, my eyes will only be for that sheep. Hey, guy. Hey, have you ever realized? Most men, I hope you can relate, those of you who have done weddings. The day that you're wedding, when you're saying, in the name of the Father, the Son, and whatever, hey, as you're looking into the crowd, you're seeing, in the name of the Father, should I say the Mother? There is there is a girl in that crowd who is shouting, and she looks very, very fine, finer than this one. That because when they say, please confirm that this is yours, then you go and open Mama, the canet. You open the canet, and you look at Mama. Mama has put on a layer of makeup. You're like, yes, he's the one. She is the one. This one must be the one. The moment you just see that makeup, that's when makeup stops to make sense. Now you're looking at other people and saying, natural beauty must be the one that I want. This makeup, but because we are here, we have to pretend that all is well. But because you're thinking, this wedding is going to be a big, big, big wedding, and it shall be talked about the whole month before another wedding happens. And this marriage is going to be a success. This one, we're going to get babies from day one. Wait until you start soaking those toes into the mattresses, trying to just make sure you get a baby, and there's no baby coming. Now tension has started building. Because 2 of you are just empty people trying to attract each other. Because all of you came out with the emptiness, with the loneliness. So you thought, this union is going to give us the satisfaction. You thought that external things are going to actually make sure that you are calm. 2 months into it, you're looking at your wife, and you're just thinking, hi. That's how we will happy. This is the same person you saw as Kondo in that church. Now you're empty. So why? Why don't you have perfect peace when you have it all? You have a very good business, right? But why are you still empty? Why do you still chase more things? Why are we hollow? Why do we sit in cars and we are so lonely on the traffic jams? People cannot even communicate. The wife is busy on the phone. The man is focused on the road. Just wants to get home. Drop this one. Ende jikoni apike huko. Mimi nataka kwa TV. Nione kipindi changu cha maana. As I put my legs and celebrate my success. In that loneliness. So why? Why do you think you as a person are empty? Of course, let me take you through the basics. There is a spiritual order of life that God above men, men above women, women above children. My friend, whether you like it or not, that one has to be maintained. That God above men, men above women, women above children. Any distortion in that order, any distortion in that order, we suffer. So most of us are products of that distorted order, where we think men and women are equal. If we think men and women are equal, what will protect us from thinking that actually God and men are equal? Some of you say, oh, I know I am God. I am God. See, that scripture says I was designed in the image of God. So I is God. Right? So we've gotten to that level. And some of you will tell me, you know what, as a man, I create. Because I'm a creator, I continue with the creation. Because I'm creating, that means I am God. And I've always told you that a biological, the earthly representation of God to any child is a biological father. That is the source. That is the source. So any distortion in that order, for example, we have all suffered from, last time we talked about one house of evil, bringing out or brewing out different demons, and then we label these demons different names. So all problems are hailing from the distortion of that order. That men want to be equal to women, women want to be equal to men. That children want to be parents, parents want to be children. You see, nowadays we have boys who are married. So a boy who is married, and yet this same boy expects this mother, this woman, to look up to him for guidance. How? Now we're ending up to marrying people who are older than us, when the scriptures even say that actually man came before woman. So now you're actually undoing what is supposed to be done rightly, correctly. So we are suffering because the order is distorted. So if you had no father at all, or if you had a father who was weak, so we have two occasions here, we have two scenarios here. Most of us hail from the second scenario, where we had a father present, but our father was weak. He was undecisive. He didn't have an identity before he got married, so he ended up marrying his mother in a different body. Because most of us marry our mothers, and they control us all through our lives. We can't know how to deal with them because we don't know how to deal with our mothers. So our fathers ended up marrying their mothers, so they were indecisive. They didn't know how to deal with our mothers. All right? Because they didn't know how to tell them no. They didn't know how to guide them and lead them. Because they didn't have an identity. They were afraid of losing that marriage. They were afraid of these women. And you've seen it everywhere. Huku nje unaambiwa, when you're out here, you are a lion. When in your career, you are the lion. But when you get home, you've put your tail in between your legs. Huyu anajifanya sana huku nje, lakini nyumbani amekaliwa. Some truth in that. Because you ended up marrying your mother, and now she's controlling you all through your life. So, when we have a weak father, he's present as a father, but he is a weak father. Children suffer. When we have an absent father, children suffer. So most of us cannot relate with this message because we think that only absent fathers are the problem. But the truth is, even with the present father who is weak, a male as a father, the children will suffer. You see that? So most of us hail from a family that had two parents, but one was very weak. Our fathers were very weak. So therefore, our mothers resented them for that weakness, but they did not actually have anything to do. Somebody, Mila, is saying, uongo, our fathers ndo wamekalia our moms. I mean, why would you say our? Why don't you say my father? You see? Another lack of identity. So it's easy to tap this in. And if you just see how Miller has written this, he has mixed all this. Basically, there's no punctuation. He has done nothing. Like, he has just put a statement there so that we can relate with him. He is in a hurry. Instant gratification. He is in a hurry to just get the validation. So we understand. We understand that. All right. We wish you well, Mila. One day you'll see light and you'll get to be patient with yourself. You'll get to realize if you took about 10 seconds before writing that statement, it will hit you that that response or that statement was not as necessary as you think it is. You see? Because my role is to show you that statement was not as necessary. When you just want to be heard, you just respond to be heard. It shows the emptiness inside you. Because if you are complete, you simply understand, oh, okay, he's talking about this. You request to be a guest, to have a conversation. But because of the emptiness inside you, it controls you to think, you know what? If I say this, people will relate to me in the comment section. I'll be here to read those comments. Well, that's my role. That's my role. So you're operating under the fallen state, which is okay. And until you see light, I mean, how can we help you? We can't even pass a judgment over you because you're in a fallen state. So how can we actually get angry for you being in a fallen state? How can we judge you when you're in a fallen state and we see it? So it's easier for us to allow you to just go through that. You suffer. Once you suffer, you will suffer successfully. Once you suffer successfully, you will find help. All right? Yes, you will find help. So, absence of a father or weaknesses of a father. Women resent weak men. Oh, you'd rather be absent. Better be absent. To Juange, you are absent. But you are present, but very weak. This woman resents you so badly. And when women resent their husbands or the fathers of the children, what happens is, remember, the father is the one who is supposed to teach the woman how to raise his children. I am supposed to teach my wife how to raise my children, because the instruction is coming from God to me, to the woman, and then to the children. So there's no way I expect my wife to teach me how to raise children. No. It's a responsibility to me, bestowed upon me, to teach her how to raise my children. So if I'm absent, she doesn't know how to raise those children. If I'm there and I'm weak, it's difficult for her to raise these children. That's why it's difficult for a woman to raise children on her own. She will pretend that she has it. She will pretend that she's at work and she got it all. Oh, she's so lonely and so empty. When she comes out of that job, sometimes she takes frustrations to the employees. She acts as a boss to coat herself so that she feels comfortable when people are bowing at her feet. But ideally, after the bowing, when she's seated in her own four corners, she knows how empty she is. Even with all this satisfaction, with all this success, because success is nothing. There's nothing like success and failure. It's just life, you walk through it. But now you've been painted the image of success. You are in corporate world and you can get a salary. Now that is success to you as a woman. Because you can pay bills for your daughters or your sons that you're raising alone. Because most of you are raising these children alone. Because even if you have a husband, that husband is weak. He cannot teach you anything. Possibly you're older than him. So you're actually being his mother. So you're controlling him so badly. And now he cannot breathe. And now because you have him under control, you resent him again. So you thought that you will actually, if you control him, it will be a best union. But you control him and now you resent him because he has no power to actually tell you, hey, no, this one cannot happen. No, please don't dress that way. You call it control. That's not control. If it's control, it's him being in control, not controlling you. He's being in control. Because men know beasts when they see one. We know the more you expose yourself, there are beasts like us out there who are constantly looking at your thighs and all they want is the thighs. They want nothing much. You see that? But you are looking at it, oh, he wants to control me. Oh, he was controlling, that's why I left. You're like, hey, he wasn't controlling. You lacked an identity because ideally, the one that you chose is a mirror image of who you are as a person. The one that you chose is a mirror image of you, is a reflection of who you are. So you chose you. Now you're unable to look at him and see the real version of who you are. It means you're a hypocrite. That person that you have, that is you. You attract who you are. So when men are weak, women resent them. When they resent them, these women will have to adapt masculine roles because they have to become just like those men, those weak men. So they have to adapt masculine roles. And because they resent these men, what they do is they want to protect the children against these weaknesses. A woman wants to protect her children because a woman is not loyal to a man. A woman is loyal to how a man makes her feel and is loyal to the security that comes with the man. Hello? Aya. Women cannot be loyal to a man. No, they can't. Women are loyal to how you make them feel, and women are loyal to the security that comes with the man. So her interest is not the man as such, the security that comes in terms of these children. You see that? So you can agree or disagree, but the truth is, women are loyal to the security that comes with the man. So they are not loyal to the man. They can't. No, that's why they move on so fast. If any case, some of you, some of you were left yesterday and you're actually praying. As a man, you're praying, oh, I want this ex of mine to suffer so that she knows I was the best. Oh, guy, where more than me? That woman still has a chance to attract a billionaire, and that will actually break you so bad because you're still broke. And now she'll actually look at you and say, oh, I had made a mistake. I'm glad that I rectified that mistake. I'm glad I rectified that mistake. This was a serious mistake. I left you to just marry a billionaire. I left you to join OnlyFans. And guess what? I got a mzungu on OnlyFans. She doesn't care about it. She doesn't regret a single dime. No, she doesn't. Because she doesn't care about the man. She cares about the security that comes with the man. That's why women are the ones who are supposed to ask a man, what do you do for a living? Because they are interested in the security of their children. But nowadays, we said we have boys who are married. We have boys who ask women, what do you do for a living? What do you bring on the table? Right? They ask that question with the intention that, you know what, this woman is a working class, she can actually support my hustle. She can support my journey to the top. Hey? Support your journey to the top. The only support she can offer is to bring you ideas here and there. Pick up ideas here and there. Those ideas that you people cannot do, because men focus on one thing at a time. Women have this ability of picking ideas in different places. And by virtue of her being a woman, she can open doors that you as a man cannot open. Just by being a woman. Huh? You're there saying she has to support me financially. Oh, I want a woman who is financially stable so that she doesn't depend on me. But that's your role. You are designed to be dependent upon as a man. So then why are you changing the roles? Why do you want women to become men? And now, when she becomes, 50-50, that's bullshit. When now she becomes the man, you start saying, oh, my wife is masculine. My wife is masculine. She's so masculine. She doesn't listen to me. She's always arguing. She's not arguing. She's just a mirror image of who you are as a man, as a male. So women will try to protect the children against these weaknesses in men. And as they do that, they are basically remodeling these children into their own image. You see how that happens? That's how you, as a child, you did not even understand the remodeling. You thought I was saying, oh, your mother is an evil person. Of course, she is. You are also evil. Your father is evil. Everybody around you is evil. So unless you're working on yourself, to become a better person, oh, you will always be in the evil nature and you will never see light. And because anything that actually shines truth on your path, you will resent it, you will dislike it. Of course, you'll find a reason to attack. And when you are attacking, you'll be thinking, when I attack, I'll feel better. It is very short-lived. You attack, you feel better. After a minute, you're like, should I attack again? Should I attack again? And this is exactly what a lot of people have tapped in to actually destroy the nation through the Gen Zs. They know there's absence of father figures. They know there's presence of weak fathers in the homes. And now these Gen Zs don't have direction. So what do? Let's trigger their emotions a little bit because they have anger. Let's operate on their anger. And as long as they're emotional, they will never see the truth. It blocks them from seeing the truth. So trigger their emotions a little bit on Twitter, and tomorrow they are in the streets fighting. One is killed, trigger the emotions using that one, and tomorrow they're also in the streets fighting. They will always be fighting. And then you ask them, what are you fighting for? They're like, yeah, okay, by that na fightia nini? Are we fighting are we fighting what are we fighting for, by the way? What are we fighting for? You're not fighting with the government. No, you're fighting against yourself, the demon inside you. You're actually fighting against the demons inside you. You're fighting against the insecurity inside you, the weaknesses inside you. Because ideally, we are the people who voted in the government. So we voted in a sample of us, a representative of us. Now, how are we unable to face that sample and say, oh, this sample is crazy? We are crazy as a nation. We are crazy as a nation. We are empty. We are hollow. But we don't want to listen, do we? We don't like the truth. We like playing victims. We like playing victims all the time. So as women are trying to mask or to protect the children against these weaknesses in their fathers, they start remodeling these children into their own image. And as they do that, they distract these children from their path of source, their source, who is the biological father. And when they do that, these children end up harboring the identities of their mothers. Remember, number one role of a father is to do what? Number one role of a father is to do what? To protect the children from the emotions that are coming from the mother. But because the father is emotional, how can he protect the children? He doesn't understand how to do that. So he's in the dark. So how can he protect children against darkness when all of them are in the dark? It's difficult. That's why our main role is to make sure we fix identities in men. Once you fix the men, women and children align. Women have no problem with aligning. They will align. But you cannot fix women. What you do is you help men find their identities. And once they find their identities, they can easily fix the women. Because women will align to them. That's total fixing. Right? But most of us are constantly thinking about women. You've seen how masculinity coaches behave. They're telling men how to avoid these bad women and all that. Basically, they have classified women into good women and bad women. Something that I don't see need to do that, because that means you're picking sides. That means you have a manuscript or you have that script that actually shows these are the signs of a good woman. But every woman is good and every woman is bad, because the same woman who is good to this man can actually turn and become bad to the other man. The same woman who is bad to this man is a very, very submissive woman to another man. Why is that so? The question is not about the woman. The question is about you. Are you a man or are you a male? Once you answer that question, you're good to go. Are you still blind? Are you still sleeping? Are you unconscious or are you conscious? Are you good or are you evil? Do you understand the spiritual order of life or you don't? Once we get that in a man, we are sure that this man attracted this woman because of this and this and this. The gaps are always in the man, and men have to go back to being men. Chasing a thrill all the time is not going to help you. You'll feel empty every single time. You will ejaculate multiple times in that day, you will still end up masturbating. That's why most of you have sex with your wives in the bed and still run to the bathroom. Your wife is thinking you're actually taking a shower after the sex. Kumbe you are there with the soap. Kumbe you are there with the soap. Sabun. Now you're jerking yourself off until you get, we call it what? Penile fracture. Did you know the penis can actually fracture? You're jerking yourself off until the penis fractures. And then the same woman here is the one who is nursing you. Chatukunywe maji. Ladies and gentlemen, any question? Any question as we move forward? Kariuki Nagis in the building. Welcome on board. Mushiri Waweru, I see you. I am Shaz, tuned in from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Hey! Amazing. Thank you for those of you who are gifting us and those of you who are liking the live. Your role is to like the live. I thought kumbe and sabuni are Luganda words. Sabuni in Kenya is a Swahili word. That's a Swahili word, means soap. Eh? There are men who buy body lotions every week. Like, ile Nivea 1 liter. Is it measured in liters or mls? Whatever. A whole 1,000 mls of Nivea has just ended this week. Now we have another. Those men that you see, very in a hurry to write, right? When a man is texting, ameshikanisha words, ameanza na small letters, huku mbele ameweka capital letters, ametupa ndani sijui ka emoji ka kisses and all those things. You're like, hey, is this coming from a man or hey? Men who call each other dear. Dear. Hey. Why would a man call another man dear? Eh? Dear, wachia Safaricom bwana. Wacha maneno yako bwana. Wacha siasa. Ati dear. I'm like, dear. You text at hi, H-A-E. Hey. You're texting me hi as a man. Hi. With short forms. Who told you, my friend, I'm too old to read short forms. Just write. What is wrong with writing a full statement? I want to read the full statement. Hey, allow me to have the time to read the full statement. Why are you writing to me XTL? What is that? Huh? Xaxa? I'm telling you, the generation of men that we are raising right now. What is your take on baptism? Very good question, Junior. Allow me to remind you this. Baptism is not the art of being submerged in water and coming up. You're struggling to breathe. No, that is swimming. Learning how to swim. That is not baptism. Baptism is basically dying from the evil side and resurrecting in the best side, the side of good. You exist under two sides. Okay, Junior, listen to this keenly. There are two sides of the story. You're either a good person or an evil person. You either have the spirit of good, which is godly, and the spirit of evil, which is the devil. Right? So you have no control over anything. On this world, you have no control over anything. You're not responsible for anything. You just exist. You are under control of the spirit that you've allowed to live inside you. So if you are an evil person, if you allow the spirit of evil, which was taught to you by your parents, when your mother remodeled into her own image, you inhabited the spirit of evil. You lacked an identity. So being an evil person basically means you don't have an identity. So when you are remodeled into your parents' image, you started becoming a mini version of your parents. You fell into the evil side. So they distracted you from the good into the evil. Common sense into intellect. Expectations, realities into expectations. So you became unconscious. That is the evil state, the fallen state. Now, for you to wake up from that state and back to your order, that is baptism. So when you face your mother and you apologize to your mother for resenting her, you overcome her false identity, that is baptism. When you go back to your father, the source, and you apologize for resenting him, even for his weaknesses, is because you did not know well, you did not know better. And now that you realize you know better, you cannot resent your father, you have to reconnect back with him, and now you apologize for resenting him, that is baptism. Now you come back to the path. You reconnect with the source. You have your own identity, and now you start receiving revelations from the Spirit of good through your own identity on how to live your life. Fear is gone, doubt is gone, inadequacy is gone, overthinking is gone, weaknesses are gone, lies are gone. You become honest, regardless of who will receive the honesty, and you will not judge them for receiving your honesty in a different way, because you understand that they are in a fallen state. Once you see that, once you become self-aware, you overcome the false identities. That is what I call baptism. So the art of being sunk in water and coming back does not change any evil nature in you. You will sink in that water and come out, and at the same time, you still look at a woman and still want to have her sexually. You still look at another man and still want to have him sexually, because inside you have a spirit of gay. You still have fears. You still have doubts. Right? You've been taken into that water, and inside that water, before you even come back, you already have fear of dying and drowning. You come back like, by day, when I was growing up, I was baptized that way. So I was dipped into water, and we were told during those classes of baptism, we were taught that when you're dipped into the water and you're brought out, please don't that reflex, fight that reflex. Don't try and do away with the water in your face. You simply go into the water and come up and jikaushe, just like those people, those lawyers during circumcision. You stand straight and umekauka. So when the muhevi, the one who is circumcising you, does the thing, you're there strong. Because if you shake or if you diarrhea, your father will have to pay some fee in form of chicken to this guy who is the circumciser. So we were told, when you go into that water, even if you are drowning, do not actually try and gasp the air or try and fight it. No, just relax. And you're like, oh, we are fighting. I know very well my hands want to rub my face because it's a natural instinct. But I can't, because, my mother said if I do that, I am a sinner. I've become a sinner. So your vision of sin has actually been defined by somebody, either your pastor, your parents, or school, or religion. You talk about marrying younger men, but you can find younger but matured. How is that even making sense? Like younger and matured. What is maturity? Trimishoes. You talk about marrying younger men, but you can find younger but matured. What is your take about this? Maturity is when you have an identity. Otherwise, zero. And he has control over his anger. Uongo. He's just waiting for a chance to erupt. He has control. We don't have control. We are controlled by the spirit that lives in us. If you have anger, you're controlled by the spirit of anger. How can you be mature in a fallen state? What is maturity? For heaven's sake, what is maturity? To you, is it about the age? Is it about the thinking? Is he mature just because he knows things that you don't know? Huh? Is it mature because he lies to you and you want to tolerate the lie? Is it because you're so empty and he basically fills the hole inside you by giving you more lies? And now you think that, this one is mature than the other one because the other one was true. When I told you who you are as a person, now you resent him. You want this younger one because you can dominate him. Is it that way? And when you dominate him, you think now, you protect him because you're thinking this is maturity, because this is exactly the situation that is happening to you as a person. Because if I'm dating an older woman, or if I'm in love, or I've married an older woman, anybody who talks against older women, I'll come guns blazing. You see that? Because I want to actually feel safe in my own space. But you see, by the time I'm taking that gun to blaze it out, it means I'm inadequate. Otherwise, I will not respond. I will not even think about it. I'll simply move. It was natural. And I want you to see the people of the umbrella, how they do it. People of the umbrella are always struggling to convince the people who are actually doing the right thing that, what we are doing is the right thing. If you're doing the right thing, you don't have a reason to convince me that you're doing the right thing. You do it. I will simply relate. I know a marriage is supposed to yield children. A union between a man and a woman is supposed to yield children. But a union between a man and a man is insane. A union between a woman and a woman is insane. We all know that. You even know that. That's why you want to convince me to actually accept you the way you are. I don't have to accept you the way you are. right? Because you did not accept me the way I am. I'm just existing. So why is it now that it's so necessary that I have to accept you the way you are? I mean, who do you think you are? You work on yourself. Let me work on myself. Stop telling us, you know what, coming out and introducing yourself, I am gay, I am this, I am LGBTQIXYZ. Please, keep it to yourself and just do you. We will know. Because we identify each other by the identities that are inside us. If I am gay, I'll attract you as gay. We are two demons just fighting each other, but from inside. So whatever we're attracting from outside has nothing to do with the physical attraction. It has everything to do with the internal. Fix the identity and see if you will end up having that. Most of these people who are actually gay joining the umbrella either have traumas, which is very true, from the families. Fathers and mothers weak, mothers angry. And I've told you multiple times that when women don't like pain. Let me say this one more time. Women don't like pain. The only pain that a woman appreciates is the pain that comes with the reward, and that is giving birth. Childbirth is the only pain that a woman appreciates because it comes with a very, very humbling reward. Any other pain? Yeah. Women choose men who are older than them because they want to feel safe by them. Is that wrong? Well, women don't choose men. Because when you choose, you're making the wrong choice. You don't have the ability to choose anything. You don't. You're basically choosing what you're not. You see, when you're going for a choice, you're basically going for what you don't have, which means you're empty. So your role is not to choose. Your role is to attract. It's that easy. When you attract, it is easy because you attract who you are. If you fix yourself, you will end up attracting somebody who actually has a fixed identity. If you have no anger, you've dropped the anger, you've overcome the false identities from your parents, you will end up attracting a man, not a male. Otherwise, you'll attract a male, you'll choose the male, and then you'll start blaming the male because you start resenting this male. And now you'll come to us and tell us through your status on WhatsApp, through your social media, you'll tell us how men are dogs. You tell us how, oh, hey, you know what, marriage does not work. It is not marriage that doesn't work. It is your marriage that didn't work because it wasn't a marriage, it was a union. It was a union. It was a partnership. You guys were in business. Oh, I chose my partner and my partner was this and that. Your partner was nothing. Your partner was a true reflection of who you are. So tell me who you are and I'll tell you your partner. Amazing. So you guys say, tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Me, tell me who you are and I'll tell you your partner. Do you have anger? I'll tell you, you'll have an angry one. Oh, you'll have a messed up one. You'll have an insecure one. Do you overthink? Yes, you'll end up attracting an insecure one. Do you have fear? You're going to get that one who is so afraid of even yourself. Very afraid of you. Looks at you and like, this one looks like darkness. I'm afraid of the dark. No, you're afraid of what is inside you. What is the relationship between childhood trauma and lack of identity? Well, one, there's no relationship. Because ideally, these are two things. The truth is, if you have an identity, you'll never have childhood traumas. So there's no relationship. And the truth is this. Childhood traumas are part of the fallen state. Childhood traumas are part of a mismatch in the spiritual order of life. You see that? So there was no father, or there was a weak father, the mother became angry, and all this anger was pumped into the children. The weaknesses of the father, because he was a drunkard, he didn't know how to lead, these weaknesses are pumped into the children. Now the children suffer. So traumas are suffering. Suffering is in the nature of evil. There is no spiritual order of life. So whether you are traumatized or whatever you are, you can choose to be traumatized and live in that trauma for a lifetime. All right? You can choose to live in that trauma for a lifetime. You see, being traumatized has nothing to do with anything. Staying in that trauma is what is actually important. If you stay in that trauma, that's important to you. You will keep suffering. It's a choice to actually walk out of that trauma. All right? Let me repeat that. All of us have traumas. The degree is just the difference. All of us have traumas. Whether my mother was so angry, whether my father was so weak, those are traumas. All these things can expose a child to very, very, very many traumas. But a child who has seen light, so remaining in that trauma is a choice, you see. And that is important to you because if you choose, because most people love their darkness, they love their hell. Most people love hell, so they want to live in that hell. That's why when you shine light on their path, they resent you. That's why when you tell your parents to unfat, they start blaming you. They start actually thinking that, you're going insane. How can you say that to a parent? How can you? So they play victims. And now you submit to that. Now you say, oh, you cannot tell your parents you're fat. You cannot tell that to your parents. That's so disrespectful, but they are fat. It's just the truth. So truth has no coating. You say it the way it is. So the truth is, all of us are traumatized because our parents were not perfect. But it's a choice to stick in that trauma. It's a choice. You choose to. Because now that you know better, you know the spirit that lives inside me. I either overcome the spirit of evil to have the spirit of good and see light, or I keep holding on to the spirit of evil, the anger, the insecurities, the fear, and keep on being traumatized. And now, because I am traumatized from within, I will attract people who are so traumatized. Now we are two traumas everywhere. And now we'll be looking for company everywhere. So we'll always be playing victims, even in that trauma. Oh, you know, if my uncle did not rape me. Oh, you know, if my mother did not do this to me. Oh, my dad was so weak. Imagine he ran away. So you'll always be playing a victim. Imagine, I've told you there's no 25-year-old orphan. How can you be an orphan at 25? At 30, I am an orphan. So what should we do? What should we do about a 25-year-old orphan, a 30-year-old orphan? What should we do? And you have to wake up from that trauma of being an orphan at 25. There's a new orphan at 6 years. There's a new orphan at 3 months. And you at 25, you're saying, oh, you know, I'm traumatized because I'm an orphan. That is why now we should stop breathing, because now, hey, you know, we have a new 25-year-old orphan. No. People who are dead, they should be left to rest. You are allowed to mourn. Mourn. We can't teach you how to mourn. But once you are over mourning, go find an identity and keep moving. Because life does not stop just because you just turned into an orphan right now. No. You're not the first one, you'll not be the last one. Keep moving. That's why you stay present. Because in the present, you're not an orphan, you are you. You are just you. If any case, you are better off an orphan than with weak parents and evil parents. I'm afraid to face my parents to claim my identity. You're not afraid to face your parents. You have accepted the identity of your parents, and now it is actually suppressing you. This statement is a very good statement to show you that this is not you. Okay? This is not you. These are your thoughts. I want you to do this. When you do a silent prayer, you realize that there is you and there is that. Okay, there is your thoughts, and then there's this person thinking about those thoughts. Do you know you are able to think about your thoughts? Right? So that tells you there are two individuals in your head right now. There is that one of the thoughts, and there is this one who is thinking about the thoughts. Look at it that way. You will understand that in your head there are always two individuals fighting. There is this one who can actually think about the thoughts, and then there's that one who is bringing the thoughts. Those thoughts that are in your head, they're not yours. They are brought about by people. The fear has not been brought about by you. You know very well, you as a child, you could hold a snake without even caring. You don't even fear anything. You could hold a lion's tail until it groans. Now you get surprised. So somebody taught you fear. Right? Somebody taught you fear. And whoever taught you fear is the one who is controlling you right now. Because you're afraid of your parents means your parents can control you anyhow. Because of that fear, they will manipulate you so badly, because they will constantly be telling you, unajua nini, wewe umeenda town na tutumi kikitu, you don't send anything to us. Oh, we've made you go to school, we've actually struggled to raise you to the man that you are right now, and you can't even send us something. They will play victims. And because of your emotions, you will relate to that. And now you send them money out of guilt. You send them tokens out of guilt to maintain their acceptance and their validation. So most of us are sending money to our parents, not because they deserve it, not because it's supposed to be sent. We are sending because we want validation from them. We've been raised so bad that we are so empty that we have to buy validation by sending them a token every month. And now the same parents will start comparing you to the other siblings. Oh, you send 5,000, the other one sends 10,000. They start telling you, you know, when in Konogamu, you are so stingy. Your brother sends us a good amount of money, we use it for this and this and this. Now how about you? Now you start feeling guilty because you sent 5,000. Now you have to compete with your brother. And now sibling rivalry comes in. Now you start hating your brother because he's taking all the attention from your parents. All right? Yeah. So don't be afraid, because fear is the nature of evil. When you're afraid, you're in the fallen state. So you must overcome that fear. That's why you face them. You don't think in your head you've forgiven people. No, you go and face them to overcome them. When somebody rapes you, you don't start thinking in your head, I've forgiven them. No, go and face them and tell them, you know what? I apologize for resenting you. Even though you raped me, I am responsible now for resenting you. So I want to overcome you. So I come to you and I say, you know what? I have admitted that, you know what, you raped me and I feel bad about it. However, I want to overcome your identity. Because somebody can rape you today, You hate them, and they will still come and tell you, you know what, even if I raped you, you are the worst person I ever had sex with. When they say that, how will you feel? How will you feel? They raped you and then they're still telling you, oh, you're the worst person I ever had sex with. How will you feel? Because of that anger that you have inside you, how will you feel? And you see, that anger is basically you handing over the power to them. You've given them your power. So now they can use words to actually trigger that anger inside you. And now you're so angry about it. You just want to kill yourself because somebody has said something. It is abnormal to be angry at what people say. It is abnormal to get triggered by people or things. Imagine. So imagine you can see people in the dark, and then they say things in that darkness, and you get angry when you are in the light. Who is insane? The one who is in the dark or the one who is in the light? Nothing and no one can actually make you angry. You have anger, and people and things simply help you to exercise that anger. You are an angry person, and you can actually, you are a murderer. Can we just forgive them in our heads? This is what I was saying at Joa, and move on perfectly. Is it still necessary to approach them? Yes. Thank you for pinning this comment here. It is necessary to approach them, because you see, when you think you've forgiven them, you're actually submitting to your thoughts, and thoughts are evil at every time. They're not even your thoughts. So this idea of actually forgiving them in the head is not your idea. It's the idea that is coming from the spirit that lives inside you. It doesn't want to die inside you. Because it doesn't want to die, it will control you to do everything to actually make it survive. It will lie to you that you feel good only to make you feel bad later. It will tell you that you've forgiven them only to realize you're still angry at them. It will excite you today only to depress you tomorrow. It will make you feel loved emotionally only to make you get disappointed emotionally tomorrow. The same person who makes you happy is the same person who gets you so upset. The same person who gives you the state of calm is the same person who gives you the state of anxiety. The happiness that is coming from a center of emotions is the same thing that is going to cause you sadness, because they hail from the same house, the house of evil. Excitement, overthinking, happiness, loving emotionally. All these things, fear, doubt, they're coming from the same center. And you might think, oh, you know, this guy makes me happy. Oh, you know, I'm happy because I have this job. You're not happy. You're not happy. You are just emotionally activated. It will actually depress you. You will be emotionally deactivated. It's just a matter of time. And look at people who tell you, I have control over my anger. Today they'll tell you I have control over my anger because they've actually run away from a situation of anger, right? But the same people will get angry at the next person. So I tell you I have control over anger, but I still get angry at another person, and then I still pretend like I've actually taken control. You know, I did not overreact. I did not overreact. I have anger, yes, but I did not overreact. So why do you have anger? Why are you struggling every day to overcome and control that anger? Why don't you just overcome it once? Because the ones who taught you anger, you overcome them, there's no anger anymore. So why don't you follow that short route? Why do you want to always control? Every time you're getting angry, let me breathe in. Let me walk away. The next time is, oh, I wanted to slap her, but I controlled myself. The next time is, instead of, let me hit the wall. Oh, let me crash the glasses. I did not hit the person, but I hit the glass. I hit the wall. I did not hit the person, but I went to the gym and lifted the biceps, and my anger was under control. You did not control a thing. You did not. Could you teach us how to do a Khanyisani Magwaza? Can you teach us how to do a silent prayer? I've taught this multiple times, but I still do it until all of us get the fixing. So listen to me, Khanyisani. Hey, Khanyisani almost sounds like Kanisani. So Khanyisani, when you wake up in the morning, all of us are always in a rush to go and start the day. Some of us are late for work. Some of us want to rush into the gym. Some of us want to rush and prepare children to go to school. Some of us want to make breakfast, and all these thoughts are getting into your head all the time. A silent prayer helps you to overcome these thoughts so that you start life and that day on an empty slate. The best way to live life: 1, start the day and end the day in an empty slate. Number 2, don't ever think about the future. Think about the moment that you are in right now. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Those two will help you ease up on stress levels. So a silent prayer starts to detach you from these thoughts that are actually accumulated in the morning. Thoughts that are coming into your head. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. I have to do this. I have to reply the email. I have to go to work. All those thoughts are basically in the future. So the silent prayer helps you to overcome that. So now before you go to bed, close that chapter of those thoughts that came in with the day and go to bed on an empty slate. Wake up and start the day on an empty slate. So basically do a silent prayer before you go to bed and when you wake up. So what do? Simply sit on that bed. You don't need any special ritual. Oh, you need to light candles, put some incense. No, you don't need to do that. Simply wake up, be aware that you're actually up. Because some of you will sleep. Just be aware that you're actually up. All right? And then sit on that bed and relax. Totally relax. Be yourself. Because you are yourself anyway. And then the only thing you focus on is your breath. All right? So every single mind of yours, bring it to your breath. So as you breathe in, be very self-aware. As you breathe out, be very self-aware. All right? So breathe in naturally. Don't struggle. Oh, you breathe in and hold the breath. No. Simply be very natural. Breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. Breathe in naturally. And then pay attention to your thoughts, but do not follow those thoughts. Do not act upon those thoughts. Allow those thoughts to flow into your head. Let the good thoughts come in and go. Let the bad thoughts come in and go. Don't fight or obstruct any thought. Allow them to flow into your head. Right? Because that's you becoming self-aware. So when the thoughts are coming in, both the negative and positives, as they come in, you realize you might be tempted to follow that thought to the latter. For example, you've started doing a silent prayer and you're a woman and your children need to go to school. You need to prepare breakfast. Now you want to follow that thought until you get to the kitchen and prepare the breakfast and then come back. No, don't do that. Allow the thought to come and let it go. I want to go to school. Well done. My children have to be prepared. Well done. I have an email to reply. Well done. Let them come and go. It shall be tough in the initial phases. Why? Because we have so many useless thoughts in our heads that occupy space for no good reason. And these thoughts are going to control your emotions. And when they control your emotions, you either become excited or upset. Excited or upset. So you are never in a perfect state. The scripture says, bring all your thoughts into captivity. So listen, as you watch your thoughts coming in and going, simply come back and focus on the breath. When you catch yourself following a thought, bring back yourself here and keep breathing. All right? So that you don't follow your thoughts to the latter. Just catch yourself following that thought and bring yourself back to breathing. You realize so many thoughts are coming into your head that are not even yours. Thoughts are coming in. You have 100 thoughts that are go. They're coming in, trying to confuse you. Come back and focus on the breath. In the beginning, you'll have more than 100 thoughts. As you do it consistently, basically do it 2 minutes. Start with 2 minutes. Become perfect at 2 minutes and then grow 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. In the beginning, 10 minutes will look like a whole day. Oh, you'll struggle. You will even sleep. You will give up along the way. You start asking yourself in the head, am I doing the right thing? What if I just drop this? Should I even do this? All those thoughts, allow them to just come in and go. Focus on the breath. Now, do that for about 2 minutes and then come back to reality. Open your eyes and breathe deeply and now start the day. That's a prayer. You don't need to go to your knees and say, oh God, God, please grant me with the car. Please grant me with a good house. Give me good health. That is you praying to your thoughts. That's an idea in your head. That's not God. When you have ideas about God, you've remodeled God into your own image. That is not God. That is you. That's an evil spirit in you trying to tell you this is how God looks. That's how people modeled you into your head. Through scriptures, they told you this is how God wants you to behave. And now you paid attention and you became that. So the silent prayer helps you to overcome these thoughts. So do that in the morning and do that in the evening before you go to the bed. Oh, my friend, it will do away with all the thoughts. As you do it consistently, you realize that there will come a time when you close your eyes and before you realize it, 10 minutes are gone. You open your eyes. There's no thought in your head totally. When you close your eyes, you take 10 minutes, there's no thought. You open up your eyes, you start your day. That is you winning. That is you having a direct relationship with your own identity, the source, and the spirit of good, which is God. I hope that helps you. I hope that helps. So do that consistently. Even when you fail. Remember, in life, there's no failure. There's just existence. You did not fail. You did not succeed. So don't buy the idea that, I tried the silent prayer and I failed. You did not fail. No. Do it again in the present. Because in the present, all is well. All right? Yeah, all is well in the present. Genesis has requested to be in. Let's listen to Genesis and see what Genesis has to say. Yes, Genesis.
How are you, Doc?
All is well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Allow me to turn on this so that we can be audible. Just a minute.
All right.
Is it on? Trying to not off again. All right, Genesis, welcome on board. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
All is well.
So this is my second time on your live,
Okay.
and I do have here a question regarding living in the present and also the future.
Okay.
Yes, and please allow me to take you back to our history.
Yes.
Me and Uganda personally.
Yes.
So allow me to take you back to the history, and on the 9th of October, 1962, Uganda got her independence. And on the 12th of December, 1964, Kenya got her independence. But let's remember those two nations got visionary people who lived, who had the thoughts of that one day they will be free from the English imperialism. So please try to explain to me that how is it bad to live in the future if you see that in the future there will be, should I call it sunlight, or there you will live good in the future? Because when I look at my nation, Uganda, Milton Obote led us to, he was our prime minister, led us to our independence and led us to being free from the English imperialism. And I think which it was a good thing, but it wasn't because they never had, or maybe they just used to live, as you hear maybe say that you just live, don't live in the future, don't live in the past. So I personally, I think that living in the future also has some benefits or has some goods, as long as the future that you're living in will reward you one day.
All right. So what has the future, living in the future, rewarded you as Genesis?
I personally, there are some countries that when I was still in high school, that I used to like to visit. And I used to think about them so much and also work towards that, and I went there. So that's it. And also, let me also ask you, sorry to cut you short, let me also ask you a question. That me, right now, I'm a parent. And if saying that living in the future doesn't reward, then why should we take our kids to school?
But you take your kids to school not because of the future. You take your kids to school because of your own ego, because you want to look as a good parent. You want to remodel them into your own image so that you look good as a parent. You don't take them to school because of a future. Which future? When you don't even have 10 minutes from now. You are taking them to school because of ego.
Because I do believe that there will be a future.
Well, you see, you believe. Belief comes from a sense of doubt, right? When you believe, you don't know.
Yes, we believe that there will be a future, or it won't be there. So what if it's there?
Well, do you know if there is?
Well,
do you know if there is a future?
I don't know that there is a future.
Exactly. So why do you want to make them believe? Why do you want them to live on a belief, which means there's some doubt in it? Why don't you just let these children live? For example, let me tell you this. Your great grandfather, did he go to school?
Yeah, he went to school.
Your great grandfather?
My great grandfather.
Did he go to school?
Yes, he went to school.
All right. Where did he go to school to?
But he never had the higher education, but he went to school. He saw some blackboard.
He saw some blackboard. Where did the blackboard come from?
Where did the blackboard come from?
Yes.
He saw some blackboard in the school.
So he studied English?
No, he didn't study English.
What did he study for?
He studied Luganda.
Did he need to go to school to study Luganda when he found his great-grandfather speaking Luganda? Was it not just passed to him?
He needed to study Luganda to know how to write Luganda.
Why did he want to know how to write? What was the necessity for him knowing how to write?
At the moment, I can't speak on his behalf, but allow me forward that question to myself, that why would I, or why did I go to school to study English?
No, before you even go to yourself, Do you see?
Yes.
Do you see the reason why I tell people not to live in the past? Because it doesn't concern you. I'm asking about the history that you actually talking about, and you don't know. So why would the past matter to you when you actually don't know?
It concerns me because that's our history. That's where we came from.
But you did not come from school. You came from a center where these people would simply teach what the society wanted. They would teach you, let's put it in terms of morals. They will teach you things that the society was surviving on. They did not teach you things that were brought from the West.
All right.
So is your history in the West? Because which country colonized Uganda? British, right?
Yes.
And how did education come in? Who brought education here or in Uganda?
The English are the one who brought education in Uganda.
So you wanted an identity of the British, sorry.
At the moment?
What you said you went to school to study English?
Yes.
Why?
I went to school to study English because it makes communication easier. That's why I'm communicating to you. Because if I wanted to communicate with you in Uganda, you couldn't understand that.
But you see, you don't have to communicate with me. That's the beauty about it. You don't have to communicate with me. Because you don't have to communicate with me because at the end of the day, before this, because all of us are just hailing from that center of the West and the history of the West, because ideally, you didn't even have to meet me to survive. Your interest here should be survival. Your interest is not to communicate with me. If it's survival, you will survive where you are. You will speak to people around you in Uganda. You don't have to meet Dr. Lewis to survive. You didn't need me to understand the herbs that were being passed to you by your grandfather in Uganda, sorry. You didn't need me totally. The reason why you think you need me right now is because possibly I'm also operating under the center of intellect. And you are also operating under the center of intellect because all of us have gone to school. We went to school and we've been conditioned. So the only difference is I overcame that. And you've actually failed to overcome that. You're still operating under that center of intellect because you're thinking when you speak English, there'll be some validation. You will start to communicate with other people. You don't need to communicate with other people. You need yourself because you came here adequate and any information that you needed was passed to you through your parents. So if your parents had an identity, they would have actually passed information to you that was right. But they took you to school because of ego. They didn't take you to school to learn English for no good reason. In my village, English is actually a measure of what? Of intellect. So when you speak English in that village, everybody claps at you.
Sorry to cut you short, though, but I think some things like ego and pride, as we Africans or men generally, it's in our nature. So I think you can't reverse that.
Why do you?
We found it
why do you find need to say our? Why do you find the need to say our? Why don't you speak as an individual?
Because I have seen it starting from my background, starting from my family. So as you have said that taking a child to school, it's a center of ego and pride. And if it does well, I think it's right also, or it's good to have an ego and pride so that you can to be the champion of the village.
So everything you see is right according to you, right? Just because you saw it is right.
Not everything that I see.
So what makes you think that this one is the right one? Because you saw it happening. What makes you think it was the right thing?
It's not the right thing.
How would you know?
But we found it around. So it's like men marrying. Let me say, like our past grandfathers, they used to marry our grandmothers when they were like 15. It wasn't right, but it used to give them that ego that if you have a young, let me say, a young wife or two wives, they used to boost you around the village that, yeah, that's our man, you're the champion. So that's how we used to live. So, but it wasn't right.
How would you know it wasn't right? How would you know now that it wasn't right? Yet you come from that generation.
Do you think it's right for a man who is 42 to marry a 15-year-old?
No, I'm asking you. How did you know that that is not right when you came from that generation?
I used some intellect because I went to school.
Yes, if you did not go to school, you simply do the same things, right?
Yes.
So how can you blame them now? Because the only difference between you and them is that education that came from the West. How can you blame them now just because you've actually gone to school, when if there was no school introduced here, if they didn't allow the schools to be introduced here, you still operate under the same influence. So you'll not know that it was the wrong thing. Don't you see that is ego? Now you're passing judgment.
Yes.
Do you have perfect peace?
Do I have perfect peace?
Yes. Do you have perfect peace?
Try to explain to me that. I don't understand that.
Do you have anger?
Like, am I contented with what I'm having?
No. Do you have anger?
Do I have anger? Yes, I do have anger.
So why do you have anger?
Because I have emotions.
Okay, so is having anger a right thing?
Is having anger a right thing? In some certain circumstance, it's right.
Which ones?
In case, let me say, you're in danger, or maybe you're getting robbed. So if I'm getting robbed, should I just smile?
How is anger going to help you in robbery?
It will stimulate my fighting skills.
But anger does not stimulate anything. That's just common sense, that you know what, I have to defend and protect myself. That has nothing to do with anger.
It has something to do with anger, because if they are taking my belongings, I will have to get angry, or I have to get pissed off, and then it won't be any need of common sense. I will react even, I don't know, I'll react uncontrollably.
All right. So allow me to ask you this. Did you come with anything on this world?
I didn't come with anything.
Are you going to live with anything?
I'm not going with anything.
So what makes you think?
Yes,
what makes you think?
I'm not going with anything, but that doesn't mean that I don't need to work for anything.
So what
I need to work, though I'm not living with anything.
So what makes you think that just because you've worked for what you have, you really actually is now yours, when you did not actually come with anything, and you're not going to live with anything? So what makes you think that just because you've worked so hard to have what you have now, it has to belong to you and nobody else?
Because I have the ego and pride.
Amazing. How is ego and pride helping you?
It has set me far. It has taken me in two places that most of my colleagues who don't have ego and pride that couldn't have been to.
But life has nothing to do with your colleagues. It has everything to do with you. You see, you're seeking validation from your colleagues. So you're thinking because you've
yes, I'm seeking validation from my colleagues because we are in life. We are in a race. We are in a jungle. If you don't have pride or ego, let me give you a scenario of our current president.
I want you.
Yes.
I want you, not the president. Leave alone Museveni. I just want you. Why are you seeking validation?
Because I want to be the best among my others. I want to actually see my colleagues.
Why?
To be the best
Why?
Among the rest.
Why?
Because that's life. If I'm not the best, there will be someone who is the best that will come and take over me.
So people who are actually living their own lives and focusing on their own lives without competing with others are not living life, right?
Living their own lives
without focusing on competition and focusing on any other person. Let's say I'm just working. If I have to pay bills, I go work and pay bills. I'm not competing with you or anybody else.
Why do they pay bills, or why do they go to work when they don't have tomorrow?
Because it's adulthood. It is adulthood.
And stay?
Sir, it is adulthood. If I have a rental house, I must pay the rent. It's not my house, right? I have to pay taxes to the government because it's only responsible that I pay taxes if I'm a citizen, right?
Yes, you're a citizen, but you don't have tomorrow. So why do you pay taxes if you don't have tomorrow? Or why do you leave your house if you don't have tomorrow? It's also the pride and the ego that makes you leave.
There is no pride in paying taxes. There's no pride in paying taxes. That's just being an adult. It's following the law.
You also want to see a responsible person.
No, it's following the law. We operate under the law because law is made for the weak people, and all of us are weak because now we have to be regulated. There's conduct for the weak, and if we have to develop a country, we must pay taxes. So it's only right that I'm being an adult and paying taxes. So where is the pride in that?
Leave the house, go to the jungle, you don't have tomorrow, don't pay any tax.
But you see, that's being foolish. There's a difference between being responsible and being foolish. I am not an animal. I stay in a house and I have to pay bills.
Anyway, sir, thank you for
No. Why are you running? Why are you running? Why would I go to the jungle? Why would I go to the jungle just because you said it?
Because you don't have tomorrow. So why are you working?
So do you have tomorrow?
It's also the same.
Do you have tomorrow?
Sorry?
Do you have tomorrow?
I do have tomorrow.
Amazing.
I'm 50-50.
I wish you well. Oh, do you have no? You do have tomorrow.
I am 50-50. I have. I don't have.
But there's nothing like 50. There's nothing like 50-50.
At home.
There is nothing like 50-50. You either have tomorrow, or you don't have tomorrow. Do you have tomorrow?
I'm 50-50.
Do you have tomorrow? Yes or no?
I know. I won't answer you the way you want me to answer.
But what is 50-50?
The way I
No, you see now.
I may wake up. I might not wake up.
So you want to answer me the way you feel. As a man, you rely on your feelings.
I want to answer you the way I think.
All right.
Don't put words in my mouth.
And thoughts are evil, right?
Sorry?
Are thoughts evil?
Are thoughts evil?
Are they?
In most cases, yeah, they are evil.
Which cases are thoughts not evil?
Because we are also living with evil people. I am evil, you're also evil.
All right, amazing. So which thoughts are not
so
evil?
If I'm evil, then that means that there is also an evil nature in me. That's why I also have emotions. Today I'm happy, tomorrow I'm sad. That's why you also smile here.
All right.
You can't tell me that you don't have anger when you have happiness.
So which thoughts?
Because most of the times also you say us that if there is light, there is also darkness. Darkness can't harbor into light.
So which circumstances are thoughts not evil?
In which circumstances are thoughts not evil? Sorry, I can't answer that.
But you said thoughts are sometimes evil and sometimes not evil. So I'm asking you, which circumstances are thoughts not evil?
In circumstances of peace.
What is peace?
Living peacefully. So here, Doc, I don't have any evil thoughts for you.
No, it's not about me. It's just about you as a person.
Then I would have an evil thought for you.
So you said you have anger. Can a heart that has anger have love?
Yes, sir.
How?
That makes me a human.
So those people.
I'm not an angel that I love 100% that I don't have the dark side of me. I have the dark side of me.
And your dark side is anger, and then the other side is.
The dark side, the other bright side is happiness.
So how do you express happiness?
How do I express happiness?
Yes.
Through love.
What is that?
I can express happiness through love.
And how? What is that? What is love?
Love are emotions, as anger is also an emotion.
All right. So, sir, what is your role to your wife?
What is my role to my wife? To protect, to take care of her. Yeah.
And what is your role to your children?
And also to lead. What are my roles to my children? To teach, guide, protect, lead, etc.
Well, can you lead with emotions?
Can I lead with emotions?
Do you lead with emotions or do you lead with logic?
In most cases, I lead with logic.
So which cases do you lead with emotions? Which ones?
In which cases do I lead with emotions? Surprises, birthdays. In those cases, I lead with emotions. I don't lie.
How is surprising somebody leading?
In cases where I'm creating memories.
How is surprising somebody leadership? You lead your wife and your children by surprising them.
No, that's not leadership.
But I was asking
That's
you, how do you lead?
memories.
Which cases do you lead the emotions? And you said during surprises and when you're creating memories. So I'm asking you, do you lead your wife and your children emotionally by surprising them?
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Have you forgiven your mother?
Have I forgiven my mother? For what?
For remodeling you into her own image, because emotions belong to women.
Explain remodeling.
Were you raised by both parents?
I was raised by my father. Yes, sir.
Oh, you're raised by your father alone?
So if you're telling me
how about your mother?
To forgive my mother for what?
Where was your mother?
Well, I don't know. I don't know even where she is right now.
So you were raised by just a father without having to know where your mother is?
Doc, I think we are going very far. I came here to guide me through living the future and the past.
No, you did not come here for me to guide you because you are a man. I can't guide you. You are a man. Inside you, you're supposed to have this guidance already as a man.
No, I was asking a question. I was asking a question, but look where we are. We are very far from where I had my course.
But you asked a question for me to answer, right?
Yes.
So why is it difficult for you to answer questions that I'm asking that actually hail from your conversation? Why do you want to run?
But you didn't answer me.
What do you mean I didn't answer you? Why do you want to run? Is it because I've touched places where you don't want to be touched? Because they trigger your emotions a little bit?
Yes.
All right. So how, if I trigger you, who is actually the problem here? Is it me who is triggering you, or you who is getting triggered by what I'm saying?
You're the problem.
All right. So do you think?
Because you're trying now to reveal my dark side.
All right, no problem. What gets you angry the most? Last question.
Disrespect.
From who or from where?
From anybody.
So people get you upset, right? People get you angry.
Not people who disrespect me.
But they are people. So people get you angry, right?
People who disrespect me.
All right, so people who disrespect you get you angry, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it abnormal to be angry at people for speaking their minds?
Is it abnormal?
To be angry at people for speaking their minds, just because you thought their mind is actually disrespecting you. Is it normal or abnormal?
It's normal.
So it's normal for you to actually be triggered by somebody for them speaking their own mind.
As long as it's not right.
So, so when I'm living my life and then my life triggers you, how is that not right?
No, as long as you say what's not right to me, then I will be triggered.
All right. And do you think people who disrespect you get you angry, or do you think people who disrespect you simply make you exercise the anger inside you?
Pardon your question?
Do you think those people that you say get you angry by disrespecting you, do you think they're the ones who get you angry, or do you think they just trigger the anger that is already inside you?
They trigger the anger that is inside of me.
I rest my case.
I have anger. I'm a human being.
I rest my case. Would you want to overcome anger one day?
Would I want to overcome anger? No.
Amazing.
Then I won't be a human.
All right. I wish you well, brother, and thank you so much for coming through.
All right. Thank you for hosting me as well.
Amazing. Thank you. And say hi to people in Uganda.
All right.
Amazing. Amazing. Ay. Ipo kazi. Amazing. Thank you so much, Genesis, for coming through and sharing your sentiments. That was interesting, right? That was interesting. Amazing. Let me just read some comments here. Okay, inspire. What is this? Inspire with Wycliffe.
Yes, bro. How are you?
All is well. How are you? Inspire with Wycliffe.
I'm doing good, and I'm glad to be here. I'm always your follower. I've been following you. I've been looking time to join your live every Friday whenever you're coming to live. But today, I thought you normally come at during the day.
Yeah. Which country are you in?
I was so lucky to join you at night now.
Which country are you in?
Yeah.
Which country are you in?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. And what inspired the name Inspire with Wycliffe? Inspire with Wycliffe. Don't disappear.
Okay, no, I'm not disappearing. I'm actually answering. When I speak, most of the time, the response I get from people, either at the end of the conversation or whenever someone has asked me something, my reply or the opinion I will give, people used to always tell me, you have really inspired me.
Okay.
So they have been telling me, can you go and pursue speaking? Can you do a speaking course? But I've never had that courage of going back to school and pursue this course.
What if they lied to you?
Lack of finances, and okay, sometimes that's what I normally think, like, I don't really feel I can do this speaking course. Because I wanted to be a doctor, never gotten money to go to school. Now, how can I do something else that I really don't want? But anyway, just speaking, giving someone advice about something, maybe I've gone through it, maybe I have opinion about it. That is what I speak generally. I don't know. I have no skills about it.
Okay. Why did you want to be a doctor?
I lived with a friend who was actually a doctor. That's how I loved it.
So it wasn't your idea.
Just like
it was an adapted idea.
Yes, yeah. That one. That's how I adopted. Like I just love the way he used to do things.
All right, amazing. So take me through your story, brother. Welcome on board.
There's a video that you talked about anger, and there's a way that you said, listen to these things when you are addicted to something, and mine was the issue of getting so angry so fast.
Yes.
Even I reply so fast there, actually. So almost for 3 months, I just started doing things like I could either count or do something, and maybe I will reply later. I can get a bad message, and my reply could be even worse. So by the time you said, if you're used to thinking like this or doing things fast or doing or getting very angry, this is your problem. It's not the other person's problem. So I tried to think about it from my side, like, do I have a weakness? If the other person is telling me like this and I'm feeling so angry so fast, is that their problem or is my problem? Actually, someone else told me I just replied as a joke. But the message you have replied back seems like you are hurt.
Yeah.
And that thing got me thinking, okay, if this the same person has told me this, it means whatever he was saying was not hurtful. But how I took it, it's like it was so hurting to me.
Yeah.
Could this be a problem from my side or something? So I actually started like thinking like, okay, let me take some time. I will reply this message later. And later, after like 10 minutes or one day, actually, I cannot reply the hurtful words I wanted to use.
There we go.
I just, my mind was kind of too much clogged with these hurtful names. I could say anything, but later again be like, no, was I the one who sent this message? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this one. And someone is like, you didn't mean, and you just sent me this message. Months haven't replied any message in a negative way. I've tried to filter my words, filter my mind, log out of any unnecessary information that I have always, receiving in my mind, or something that I've been watching. It's not easy, by the way. It's not easy. It's very, very hard. Something you have done maybe for over 15 years, and now you want to delete it from your system. It's like creating another system.
Yeah.
Now, to install that software, and you want to uninstall the other software, is very, very hard, especially though, as like we are learning, we didn't have anyone to tell us when you do this is the way you're supposed to go. Now we are doing it. It's kind of like we are guessing.
Yeah.
That's why the online information, you get somebody like you are telling us this is the way to be a man, this is the way to do things. And especially the anger issues, I've come to realize this is my personal problem. It doesn't have to be like this the person who hurt me, this person. Yeah, that is what I've actually learned about. And the other thing is, sorry for speaking so fast, I will just speak like this. And then the other thing is, I've always lived tomorrow and yesterday. So actually life is very, very challenging when I have always lived at my past. Like I've been thinking about what I did not do, what I could have done, and what I want to do in the future. And actually I'm not bothered about what I'm doing right now at the present. And that one has costed me my happiness. Sometimes I just wake up and my mind is so full of information. So it's like I'm depressed. It's like I'm so stressful. I'm so angry at nothing.
Yeah.
I just woke up from sleep and I found myself, I'm so angry, and I'm like, what's happening? Someone is calling me and I'm frowning.
Yeah.
And someone is like, why are you frowning? It is still morning. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be okay, be cool. Who hurt you? And no one actually. It's the comparison. I used to think about, oh, Flan has done this one. I've not done this one, I'm this old. I could have done this and that. That comparison, I'm trying to uninstall it from my mind day by day, to unthink about these thoughts. It's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey, by the way, because while you are trying to flee yourself from these things, that is the same time you get them. They are just coming as if now they have just gotten themselves into a group, and now they're pushing themselves inside you.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to avoid someone. That is the moment they are, becoming enjoyable, becoming good. They're now loving you back, and you know exactly this is the same sugar that I don't want.
Yep.
But now you are getting like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry at the same time. This is what I want to eat. Yeah, but I'm really loving your messages that they want. Yeah, it's so hard to hear the truth and also implement it. We can hear the truth. I used to very many people talking about the information you have, especially to be a man. But now when I made a decision, let me start zero. Let me start from scratch and see what can happen. It's 3 months barely, but I can see a very big difference. Yes, people will be like, you have changed. You're not the one who you used to be. Sometimes you be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And then when you start to be your own person, people will be like, no, you're not doing good, or no, this is not the right person. You should do this and that. They have their own version of you in their mind. You have your own version of you in your life, but now you want to please the outer the outer world
Mm-hmm.
when your inner world is
It's a
not
mess.
happy. Yeah, that's what I can say actually.
Oh man, thank you so
Just a
much.
student.
Man,
Just a student.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for pinning and pointing out a lot of things. And the beautiful thing about this conversation is you have constantly been talking about you. You did not talk about things or other people. You constantly focused on yourself. And that's actually a good sign that you're actually doing well. Hang on there, keep doing what you're doing. Start doing the silent prayer, overcome false identities from your parents. You will do well. You will do well. And I want to point to something out of this conversation that you said we are constantly being people pleasers. So our expectations are the reasons why we end up being people pleasers. We want people to accept us, validate us. And as we do that, we forget ourselves because we are constantly focusing on the external world, and yet our real world is not out there. Our real world is what is inside us. So seeking validation basically means you are empty from inside. So therefore your world is so boring. Your world is so hollow. Now you're thinking that something from outside or somebody from outside can actually come in and fill that void. They cannot. That void can only be filled when you go back and apologize to your mother for resenting her, and you go back and apologize to your father for actually resenting him for no good reason. Now that void is filled, and now you start becoming yourself. Cut the noise. Don't listen to what people say, because sometimes you might get tempted as you're on that journey of fixing yourself. When people are saying all these words, oh, you're a different person, oh, you've changed, they're basically telling you you've actually left us in hell. It's only right that you continue leaving them in hell. They have to suffer for them to actually see light. So because you saw light, keep following that light. Don't pass judgment over them. Just allow them to suffer. One day they'll come out of that. But most importantly, be very grateful. Be very grateful that you can catch yourself getting angry. Oh, the most important thing to know you are becoming self-aware is when you catch yourself trying to become angry. Because you cannot win this battle, given that people around you, everybody around you is evil. So the only way is to make sure that you are so aware and so conscious that you catch yourself getting angry, and now you don't see the reason to respond. Once you stop responding, the spirit of evil inside you starts to die. All right? It starts to die. And most people will not understand that, but you, because of how you start to feel from inside. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for coming through. I hope that God shines light upon your path every single day in the present, so that you become the best version of yourself in the present. Keep going, brother. And don't even care about becoming a doctor. You are not, that was not your path. There's nothing interesting about being a doctor. There's everything interesting when you have perfect peace. Right? Amazing. Oh, man. That is inspired. So I want you to imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine if this guy speaks and people feel or get inspired. Let's not use the word feel. Let's say they get inspired by what he's saying, and they actually see something in him. There's some light in him that people can see, even when they're in the dark. So imagine him without the anger, and now he speaks. Imagine yourself without the anger, and now you speak. My friend, you will take a lot of people, you will ease pain from a lot of people's lives. And once you ease that pain, that will be a reward, a satisfaction that you will never get anywhere. Not in a job, not with any salary, not even in the best car in town. No, not even with the biggest bank accounts. You can never find that satisfaction. When you ease pain and suffering from a human being's life, the satisfaction is tremendous. Tremendous. Amazing. I like this. So somebody who has requested and then disappeared. Let me wait for them to request. But however, I've seen a lot of comments on YouTube. Let me just read them through. Oh, catch yourself getting angry. You realize your response does not even matter. Your response was useless. The moment you catch yourself overthinking, that's the moment you realize, oh, I was the problem. Robin Tankil. Somebody say, Queen Nelly Kendi, good evening. Umoja tu tuned in. My mom has always played the victim. Whenever she asks you for money and you don't send, she goes mute for weeks. And what comes out of her mouth is negative comments about us, that we were not helping her. That is exactly what mothers do. Not even mothers, even weak fathers. That they raise their children to become a retirement plan for them. That they raise their children so that the children can actually parent them. So imagine your parent raising you so that you can actually become his or her parent. That is evil. Even the scriptures say, make wealth for your children's children. My wealth is for my grandchildren, so I'm actually making so much wealth so that my grandchildren don't suffer. But you, as a parent, you're there because your son does not send you something. You become angry. You play the victim. You're always trying to push this agenda. Oh, you know what? My sons has to provide for me. My sons have to take care of me. They don't have to take care of a single thing. No. You are supposed to actually take care of yourself, and through that, take care of these children. But when you start playing a victim, and then you start saying all these ugly words to these children, remember these children of yours don't have an identity. They are still as angry as you are. That's how you end up destroying them. But if one day they wake up from that slumber and they see light, even those words that you throw at them, they will never feel a thing. They will allow you to suffer so that you're going to open your eyes. Because you have two hands, and you have two legs, and you have eyes, and you have a brain, a functional one for that matter, you as a parent, you need to do better. You have to do better. Stop relying on your children. It's a curse for you to actually raise your children to become your parent. It's a curse. Ndu Cynthia from Nigeria, amazing. Welcome on board. Just hold on, Robin, I'm coming. Actually, the Bible discourages anger in the book of Ephesians, but due to the hardness of their heart, it says, don't let the sun go down upon wrath. There is even a reason why Muslims pray 5 times a day, to overcome all this evil nature that is coming into the human being. And there's a reason why the same scripture through the Bible says, bring all your thoughts into captivity. And it says, stay calm and know God. Stay still and know God. So anytime you're having all these thoughts running into your head, you're not even calm, you're not even still. You now start remodeling God into your own image. So basically what is in your thoughts is what is the version of who God is. God is not that small. God is not as small as your brain. He's not as small as your syllabus. He's not as small as your Bible. No. So you cannot remodel God into your own image through what you've been taught. Overcome those thoughts, okay? Another one says, and the way so this was still Queen Nelly, and the way she struggled educating us, she always compares us to her friends' children. And this behavior is making us drift and resent her more. Doc, what can we do to rebuild the relationship, please? First things first, there is no relationship. She is your mother, you are her daughter. So go and overcome that identity. Go and tell your mother, you know what? Everything that you're doing right now is getting me to resent you, and I don't like that. Yeah? I wouldn't want to resent you. You are my mother, and I wouldn't want to resent you. Therefore, because I've realized I'm resenting you for no good reason, I want to apologize. I am sorry for resenting you. Once you say that, you will overcome her identity. Anything she says, whether she plays a victim or she's realistic, will never matter. You will do what you get instruction. The instructions that are coming through you from that identity that you get from her are the same things that you will do. So you'll basically be existing. If you decide to send her money, it's because it's a revelation, not because you've been manipulated. You must overcome anger, because as she's saying these words, she's slowly and gradually remodeling you into her own image. You will realize your daughters will experience the same thing from you, and they will complain about the same thing. You will realize you'll pass this into your children, because women raise children how they've been taught to raise children by their mothers, because they have weak men. So because you don't want to raise children in anger, and with all this anger of your mother, please go and overcome your mother. All right, Robin, how are you?
Fine.
Okay. How do you know you're fine, sir?
Because the Spirit of God reveals to me.
Amazing. Did you apologize to your mother?
Yes.
Amazing. And
Let me tell you my story.
yes, please, let's go.
Let me first by saying this.
Yeah.
That there's something good about Identity Fridays. Because
Yeah.
when I finished school last year, so my mom was like teasing me out of the house. You see?
Yeah.
So I used to like ask her for forgiveness. I used to kneel and beg her to forgive me.
Okay.
But she could just run away. You see?
Yeah.
She could just run away. Because she had modeled me into being an emotional man. You see?
Yeah.
So I used to try, but the devil would play my games in my mind. The devil would tell me, until your mother forgives you, you will never be well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am here taking her, lying on the floor, and I'm like, it's like I am in a dilemma.
Yeah.
You see? But the moment I came across your life, I remember it was on July the 11th. The topic was reparenting something.
Yeah.
I did not even call her. I did not even. I just freed myself from her because all these things you are telling us to do, I had already done them. You see?
Yeah.
I had already asked for forgiveness, but now I am free. You see?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about church.
Yeah.
Now,
Amazing, man.
yeah, I'm a Christian. You can ask me so many things about church.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. One of the most dangerous places you can be is in church. It is not that dangerous, but if you don't have an identity,
you will get lost.
Like for example, they will make us confess. You know, it's all about feeling good. They will make you, you will receive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this person who is receiving? He doesn't have an identity. Now I can see.
Yeah.
I can see it. It was during your teaching, and now I can see.
Yeah.
Because that's how mtu anapata hizi pesa zote.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about the person who make you feel good and try. And there is nothing spiritual there.
Yeah.
You see? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, brother. I can relate.
Yeah. So fighting back your identity, reclaiming back your identity from your parents is very, very important.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. And
Thank you so much for this podcast.
You see, it's so easy to just see the injustices that are actually happening all over. Because I actually think the church is a place where we get so much conditioning, even more than the schools. We get so much conditioned in the church because, one, we are unable to ask any questions in church. So we rely on somebody just dictating their way. That is not even the right way. And then number two, how is it possible that somebody is teaching me about the scripture when I can actually read the scripture on my own and understand it? And then, it's the church has been commercialized to an extent that we don't trust anybody in the church. That there are people who actually want to play a broker between you and God. That without them you cannot go, you cannot access God directly.
And the Bible says, "You shall know God by your own heart."
Yes, and even says that my sons and my daughters or my children shall know me through my voice. And that voice is a voiceless voice. So that is a revelation. When you walk out, you see the light. You don't need to be told there's the sun outside. There's a revelation that there's the sun. You don't need to be told this hour night because there's the darkness. You simply see a revelation. So that's how God speaks to people. He does not talk to you here. God does not even understand what we say when we are speaking in tongues. We are busy saying things that they even confuse us, but we are claiming to be communicated with the Spirit of God and the Holy Spirit. It doesn't make sense. But I'm glad that now you can actually see it. Because that's what we want. We want you to wake up from the slumber so that you see the injustices, and when you see it, you don't pass a judgment. You simply discern the evil and you keep moving. So anybody who is going to church or anybody who goes to any place of worship, they must have an identity so that they can actually see what is right and what is wrong. Oh man.
Yeah. And actually this thing on anger, let me tell you how I usually overcome anger. You see, the devil works through pride and egoism.
Amazing.
You see? So what I usually do is that the Spirit of God reveals to me that this is the devil who wants you to respond. So I just ignore those thoughts and identify with my true spirit, because me, I'm born again. I believe in Christ. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you've won. You've won that battle already. You have won that battle already. Bro, it is always about staying conscious. Most people are unconscious every single time.
Yes.
Oh, bro, I wish you well.
Yes.
I wish you well. You cannot struggle. You cannot struggle to know somebody who has an identity. You will not struggle. No. All of us are always living in a struggle. because every day we have different battles, and we have to fight through those battles so that we come back to our identities. But you will always see somebody who is putting in the work. You will see it. Oh, akuna, there is no beauty than catching yourself getting angry. Do you see when you're just about to react and then you catch yourself in that state, and then you're like, it is not necessary. You will know the difference between the voice of the devil and the voice of God. You will know. Oh, you will know it. The difference is so big that the only problem is you are always unconscious, so you cannot tell the difference. When you are born in the dark, all you know is darkness. All you know is darkness, and anything that shines light on your path, you will fight it. Ah, man, I wish you well, Robin. I wish you well, brother. How can you rebuild the relationship? Please educate me. Oh, so I was telling you, Queen Nelly, you don't have to rebuild any relationship. Simply go and apologize to your mother for resenting her, because she's making you to resent her. So don't be in dire need to fix anything. Just go, apologize to her, overcome her, and go and apologize to your father, because he is the reason why your mother is behaving the way he is behaving. If both of them are alive, go and forgive your mother to overcome her. Go and forgive your father to overcome him, so that you now reconnect with the source, because your biological father is your source. Once you reconnect with him, everything shall act as a revelation to you. All right? You live a life of revelations instead of living a life of thoughts. You will not rely on your thoughts anymore. All right? And somebody was asking, Doc, are you saying that we should not tell God anything when we are praying? You see, that's the question. So, Doc, when meditating, am I not supposed to pray? When meditating, am I not supposed to pray or telling God anything during that moment? You see, the problem is somebody lied to you that God is somebody somewhere, and then that person put that thought in your head. Now you believe that every single thing you want, you ask that thought. You're not asking God, you're asking that person who taught you about God. Basically, you're asking the devil, because the devil is what controls your thoughts. God is a spirit of good inside you. He will reveal things to you. You don't need to ask him anything. You don't need to ask God for anything. The moment you start asking God for things, the one who rewards you is the devil, and then lies to you that, you know what, I gave you this car. Yeah, so you now have to beg me, you have to submit to my thoughts every single time. And now you start praising the devil every day. Then you go to church and say, oh, God has blessed me. God did not bless you. That car came from the devil. And then you end up getting an accident. And then now you're blaming the devil. The same person, that the spirit that gave you the car, is the one that you're blaming now because you've gotten into an accident. So you don't have to ask God for anything. No. Because in the present, you have it all. You have it all. The only problem is you are constantly living in the future. That's living in the devil's life. You are living in the future, and your dreams are bigger than anything else, which are lies. Because in the present, you're well. Right now, you can afford a meal, you can sleep, you are breathing, you have life. So you need a car to go to your bed. But you need a car for validation purposes, right? You need a car for validation, so that people say, hey, Daktari has a good car. Hey, Mwalimu has a great car. Hey, Mwalimu lives in a very good homestead. Children from Mwalimu are studying in very good schools. It is not for you. It is for the sake of the ego. So for the sake of the devil. Overcome it, so that the moment when God reveals to you that you need a car, it shall be used for purposes that are intentional in easing pain and suffering from his people's lives. God will reveal a purpose to you, and you will follow that purpose. If that purpose will bring you a car, well done. But you asking God for a car, the devil gives you a very good one. Now you are unable to fuel it. Now you start resenting the devil, and you become just evil as the devil. He becomes your father. How do we deal with those who... what is that? How do we deal with those who betray us? Nobody betrays you. Everybody's living their lives. Nobody in this world can betray you, because you see, you can't deal with people. People are suffering in their own hell. Let them suffer. You don't need to deal with anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, please like the live. You don't need to deal with anybody. Nothing, because you are not here for anything or for anyone. You are here for yourself. If any case, deal with you. Fix your inside world so that you don't feel so inadequate, so that you don't expect things from people. Because when you think somebody is betraying you, it means you expected them to behave in a certain way, which means you are constantly trying to remodel them into your image. You want them to behave in a way that pleases you. Now, when they do things that don't please you, you think they are betraying you. Nobody betrays you. Nobody upsets you. Nobody has the power to get you angry. You just have anger, you are empty, you are hollow, you have a void inside you because of a weak father and an absent father, and now you're thinking that people have to behave in a certain way to satisfy or to humble that ego. Just the same way you call people friends. The moment you label somebody a friend, it basically means you want them to behave in a certain way that pleases you. And if they don't do that, you start telling them, but you are my friend, so you play the victim. But you betrayed me, you're playing the victim. Nobody, there is nothing, I'm telling you, the moment you get your identity, please go and forgive your mother. Go and forgive your father. And look at yourself after that. You'll be so complete that you'll not look at people and think they are betraying you. Because what do you have to be betrayed for? There's nothing to be betrayed for. Everybody's living in their own life. They are just, people are evil. And if their evil nature betrays you, if their evil nature upsets you, if their evil nature triggers you, they are not the problem. You are the problem. Because it's abnormal to get triggered, to get betrayed, to get angry, to feel, to overthink about things that are happening in the world. Your real world is not here, outside you. Your real world is inside you. So focus on that. Once you become adequate, there's no betrayal. They are living their lives. So allow them to live their lives. And the only thing you do is to make a silent prayer every single time. So they did not betray you. It is your expectations that is actually hurting you. Become complete. Become adequate. Because the world owes you nothing. Nobody owes you anything. And the world owes you no understanding. Oh, you'll become so good at these things. What about thanking God for life? Why would you thank God for life? Why? Is that not an idea in your head? Do you think you as a child, let's say when you're 5 years and below, did you wake up and thank God for life? Did you? Do you think birds, when they are flying and they get a worm, they pick that worm and they thank God for the worm? They pick the worm, they eat and they keep flying. They pick the grains, they keep flying. They don't even care if they'll find another grain or another worm. That's why they don't divide the worm into two. They eat this one for breakfast and the next one they eat for lunch. No, they eat that worm and keep flying. Care about existing, because God has always been on your side. The spirit of good has always been on your side. The only difference is you have not allowed it to work with you. God does not judge you. Just because I did not say thanks, God will not bless me. God is not operating on emotions like you. The spirit of good does not judge you. The spirit of good will always be on your side, because truth is the spirit of good. Once you enhance truth, once you uphold truth, everything else stops to make sense but you. All right? You can be grateful, but you don't have to say, oh God, thank you for... No. Make a silent prayer. That is you talking to your God. Once you do that, everything is answered in that silent prayer. If any case, God wants you to know that you deserve everything. God wants you to know that you deserve everything. Only overcome the spirit of evil so that you allow him to work with you. But you can't have anger and have good or have love at the same time. This is like light and darkness. There's no way a heart that has anger can have a love. It's not possible. So overcome anger and then allow the spirit of good, the truth, to guide you, because the truth is the light. But anger distracts you from light. Anger is abnormal. Anger is criminal. Anger is the devil. Overcome it. Overcome it. What is a silent prayer, Doc? Trim his shoes. I've explained the silent prayer in this video. So if you find a chance tomorrow to just go on my YouTube, Uncle Chile, and walk through the video, you will see. I've explained the silent prayer. Basically, you're trying to start the day on an empty slate and also closing the day on an empty slate, overcoming the thoughts. Why do people hate you just for speaking out your mind? I'm not hated, actually, Junior. I'm not hated. I'm not hated. People fight with themselves. People don't fight me. You think they're fighting me? Imagine I'm in the outside world. I'm in their outside world. I'm not in their inside world. So they don't hate me. They don't. Nobody hates me. Nobody has negative energy. They don't have these things. All right? They're just operating from the center of fallen state. So when they're in anger, they don't know the truth. So our main role is to shine light, keep shining light, and hope that one day they see the light. But people have their hell. So in that fight, they are fighting not me. No, they are fighting amongst themselves. They are fighting in the dark. But darkness and light cannot exist. So they can't relate with what I'm saying. I understand that. They can't relate with what I'm saying. And because I've seen the light, I am conscious about life and I'm trying to fix myself every single day. I look at these things, I look at these comments, and I don't judge them. I understand that one day they will see the light if God gives them the grace to live in the future. All right? So they don't hate me. No, they don't. They're struggling with an identity. It's just lack of an identity. Just lack of an identity. Doc, you are changing our thinking perspective. We deserve this, bro. We deserve it. Because the truth is everything. The moment you uphold the truth, everything works for you, bro. And you will see it differently. You will see it in a different angle. You start thinking, why didn't I see it this way? But again, you'll remember, I need to stay present. So we are healing and overcoming the emptiness inside us. All right? That is what is supposed to happen in churches. But somebody writes verses and then preaches those verses to you, sells you hope, you give your tithe, you go back home with the same problems that you came in with, even more problems, because you're going back home broke. You see that? So we are trying to make sure that you get the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And there's no truth that is coming from people who have anger. Therefore, a pastor who has anger cannot shine light upon your path. He's in business. What about praying to God for provision? Realize this. Why would you pray for provision when you already have it? You can't pray for the things that you already have. Simply do a silent prayer. Don't pray for provision. You see, that's the thought again. That's why I'm teaching you. Overcome thoughts. It's the thought in your head. Somebody taught you that you have to pray to get provided for. No. You have to do the silent prayer to overcome that thought. Once you overcome that thought, provision comes naturally. He's a God of abundance and is inside you. So why would you pray for him to provide when he can actually provide without you even praying? Just do the silent prayer to reconnect with him, to get an identity, and then he'll reveal to you what you will do to get provision. You see? Yes. He will reveal to you if that job is the wrong job. You simply drop that job and find something else to do the revelations. He will show you who are actually false people around you. And you will not hate them, you will discern what they say. You will pray for them through the silent prayer. You simply make a silent prayer and allow God to do the rest. All right? Yeah. So you will discern evil. So don't pray from your thoughts. Pray from your heart. And the only way to pray from your heart is a silent prayer. In your thoughts, you're praying to the devil. You are an amazing psychologist, full of wisdom. Thank you for healing me. From now on, I have seen light. Hilarious. It's called Hilarious. Amazing, brother. Amazing. Amazing. It's a pleasure to shine light upon your path, because when I light your candle, the room is brighter. Talk about black tax. Black tax, I've just talked about it. I've told you no parent is supposed to actually extract money from you. Realize this. That label black tax is a label from somebody. So it's when something is labeled, emotional eating, chubby, black tax, these are labels that are being put on one thing. Just one house, different demons. There's nothing like black tax. There's just lack of identities in our parents. They end up making us their parents. There's just a lack of identity in our siblings. They end up making us their parents. You see that? Uncle Chile kindly advertise health and wellness sport. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to Nairobi from Tuesday. So physical consultations in Nairobi will start on Tuesday. So that means I'll be in Nairobi and my team, and we'll be doing the physical consultations in Nairobi from 26th of this month all day to the 5th of next month. So you can bring that conversation on board. We can help you fix your identities. I believe I actually know that I'm a better counselor than your counselor, than your psychologist, than your psychiatrist. So bring on board. Here is where we find real solutions. Come to Health and Wellness Sport for physical consultations. Where there's an identity, we'll fix it. We'll help you see the light, and then you fix yourself. We will come there to fix your health also. We will show you the light so that you fix your health through fixing the kitchen. So we're bringing the consultations to Nairobi as always at the end of the month and the beginning of the month. That's what we do. We'll be in Nairobi from Tuesday, the 26th, all the way to the 5th of September, if God gives us the grace. Otherwise, stay present. Number 2, every month we roll a weight loss program. And all my weight loss programs start on the 15th of every month. We alternate 3 months programs with 2 months programs. This coming month, which is September, we are going to roll a 3 months program from the 15th of September. So if you're interested, you can simply send a text on 0707 07 47 22. The number that has actually been pinned on TikTok by Kelly. 0707 07 47 22. That is a contact that you can send a text on through WhatsApp, and they will respond to you. Whether you're booking for an online consultation, a physical consultation, or a weight loss program, they will send the instructions to you, and you choose the program, you book for appointment, and then you have these conversations. We also sell merchandise, health and wellness sport hoods, t-shirts, what else? Coffee, fermented cabbages, activated charcoal, and all these products are actually available at Imenti House. You can contact Brian on contacts that I've put all over my social media platforms. Water mugs and cups and all that, and water bottles. They have our label there. You can actually grace your home with a health and wellness sport label. Health and wellness sport is a YouTube platform and also an organization that is intended to actually help people understand health in the slightest ways possible. You don't need to go to a medical school to understand health. So I come in between you and the medical system to break down medical conditions in a language that you can easily understand, and we focus on the causes of conditions. Once you know the cause, it is easy for you to fix the causes instead of fixing the symptoms. So we're bringing that conversation also in Nairobi. Book your people in. Let's have that conversation. All right, amazing. I have a health and wellness sport platform on YouTube, 34,000 subscribers. Go there and subscribe. I also have this platform that I'm rolling alive on right now. It's called Uncle Chile. So health and wellness sport rolls alive on Mondays. Uncle Chile rolls alive on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time. So we'll take a break for about 2 weeks or so as we go to Nairobi for those consultations. We'll come back bigger, better, and as always, interesting and educative. Amazing. If you've not followed me on TikTok, please follow us there. And thank you so much for getting us to 99,000 likes already. I'm looking forward to 120 plus. Amazing. Doc, one day teach us on marriage. That is where most hearts are. Please, I've talked about marriage. There's a live I did about marriage on Uncle Chile platform. Simply go on YouTube, Uncle Chile, and then go to the live section. You will see all these things. I've actually tackled them there. Don't get married without an identity. Have you ever had a feeling of not liking someone at first sight? What normally triggers that? Feelings are coming from thoughts. All feelings are controlled by thoughts. Thoughts are evil at all single times. They will excite you now to depress you later. Overcome thoughts, you'll get revelations. So you'll attract instead of chasing, instead of feeling, right? Pauline, do you know that? You understand that? Pastors have taken advantage of masses, especially women. Yes, because people are always unstable emotionally. They are always here and here. They are happy now when they are sold hope. They get depressed when they get broke. They go back to the pastor, they give their tithe. They go back to the pastor, they get hope. We are never in a stable state. And then we have been so conditioned by things that actually came by the sea. We need to unlearn. I know I'm out of topic, Doc. No problem. You're not out of topic. Identity Fridays are helping you to overcome thoughts. When you start thinking that I know I'm out of topic, you're actually relying on your thoughts. How do you start this journey of self-discovery? I just joined. You don't need to start from anywhere except overcoming false identities. Number one, as you go to bed tonight, make a silent prayer. Take about 2 minutes, set an alarm. Sit on that bed, sit upright, breathe naturally, focus on the breath, and then allow thoughts to flow into your head. Whether negative or positive, don't follow those thoughts. Just let them come in and come out, come in and go out for 2 minutes only, and then head to bed. When you wake up tomorrow in the morning, if God gives you the grace, do the same thing. Be consistent with that. And when God gives you the grace and the courage, call your mother and tell her, you know what, mother, I am now tired of resenting you for no good reason. I apologize for resenting you. Tell her, you know what, when I was growing up, there are things that actually made me resent you. And now that I actually know better, I am tired of resenting you. I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. Whatever she says should never be in your business. Move on to your father and tell him the same thing. Father, I am glad that you raised me into this son or daughter that I am right now. Very responsible. However, along the way, I have realized I've been resenting you for no good reason. I apologize. The moment you do that, God will take out that spirit of emotions and anger, and he will refill you back with your own identity. And then through that identity, God will reveal things to you on how to live your life. And then simply, if God gives you the grace, every Friday, stick here so that you can learn something about your identity. Identity Fridays with Uncle Chile is a very, very huge platform that can actually help you grow bigger and better. In the present though, David Muite is in the building. You're welcome, Joseph. You're welcome. You deserve the best. Go and have...
Good night.
Yes, David. David.
Yes.
David, how are you?
I'm all right. Continue.
Welcome on board, brother.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. What is your story, brother?
I've listened to your conversation today.
Yes.
It's really enlightening. I'm loving it.
Amazing.
It's really informing.
Amazing.
Thank you, sir. Keep going.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate
I'm not really a very talkative person, but I appreciate you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Keep going.
Asante.
Good day. Good night.
Good night, brother. Good night, brother. And keep raising those children in the way that God instructs you. Thank you for raising that family.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's very rare for a man to come in and tell you that. Men are, let's call them males. A lot of males have a lot of ego and emotions. They have the nature of their mothers inside them. So them to just come out and say thank you, my friend. May God bless you, David. It's a blessing to hear this from men. All right? Because this conversation is for men. Build the man, and when you build the man, the woman and the children align. Once they align, perfect peace. Perfect peace. Because you imagine yourself, imagine you have all that it takes to have perfect peace and live a healthy life in the present. You have everything right now. But the devil distracts you by sending you into the future every single time. The devil distracts you by sending you into the past so that you judge yourself for not doing something in the past. Yet, you don't even have that past. So most of us are stuck in the past, judging ourselves and getting depressed for the past. Most of us are stuck in the present, in the future, trying to live dreams that are not even reasonable. Yet, in the present, you have everything. In the present, you can afford food. In the present, your family is actually intact. In the present, you have a career. You can pay bills. But you're complaining every single time because somehow, somewhere in your brain, something tells you that you don't have enough. You need to be this type of doctor. You need to drive this type of car. You need to be this type of teacher or this type of wife or this type of husband, so that people around you validate you. And this started from childhood. Every time you will do something, your parents will clap for you. Anything good. Anytime you do something wrong, they will whip you. Anytime you come up top of the class, you get a reward. Your teachers applaud you. Anytime you fail an exam, you're punished. Attention is retracted. Some parents will not buy you anything. Some parents will tell you, if you become number one, I'll buy you a bicycle. So now you know, everything you're working for, you're not working for yourself. No, it is for people. So bring back the power. Bring back the power. That everything you have to do in this moment in time, it is for you. It is not for us. We are an external world. An external world has nothing to do with you. Your real world is inside you. So us who are actually trying to validate you, we are so crazy. We are interested in what you're actually offering us. I've told you this multiple times. The only reason why I have a lot of followers is because of what I teach. If I withdraw what I teach, people will disappear. You see that? So you should understand that most people, if not all people in your life, are there for a reason. And that reason is actually coming from you. They are milking something from you. The moment you cut those taps, the moment you cut those breast milk, the moment you cut those titties, they disappear quick, fast, and they will never come back. Some of you, you have friends who are alcohol friends. Some of you have friends who are Mwakenya friends. In that campus, when you're seated in that campus, you share Mwakenya. So they motivate you to pass an exam. It's a community thing. The moment that school ends this way, there's no friendship anymore because they were campus friends. Some of you are just friends because of your job. You don't like each other, but because you have to work together, all of you are you are intact. All of you are so intact. Some of you think your parents love you, but the truth is they don't, because they don't have love. They have anger. So where did they get the love to love you? That's why you're so angry every time. Some of you think those parents love you. You disagree with them on one thing. You realize you don't have parents. You don't have siblings. What do I do to someone who always has negativity? Where is that? Somebody who always has negativity, deeds and words towards me. Hey, I simply explained this, that nobody has negativity towards you. You see, negativity is how you perceive things. It is not what they are saying towards you. It is how you perceive what they are saying. So negativity and positivity is perception. So the problem is not them. The problem is you. Why do you perceive what they say as negativity? It's because somebody put in your head a script that this is negative and this is positive. So when somebody says things that don't please you, they are negative. When they say things that please you, they are now positive. No, you're not supposed to be that type of person. You are supposed to be so free that anything that anybody says does not move you. Why? Because your real world is not outside there. It's not in people. It's not in the world outside. All of it is inside you. My friend, when you get that, you will know everything is inside you. Nothing has. Please stop focusing on outside. Stop focusing on how to deal with people. You don't have to deal with people. Let people deal with themselves. Deal with you. All right? The moment you think they are negative, you are judging them. It means you're still in the evil. You're still in the fallen state. So how then would you judge me for living my life? Possibly, to me, whatever you perceive as negative, that is my positive life. So the problem is you. Me, I'm just trying to exercise my life. Okay? I'm just trying to live my life in the present. And you are getting angry. Now you're putting a label on me. Oh, you know what? I'm negative. Oh, I'm a narcissist. Oh, I'm a this and that. Those are labels that you're putting on people just because they don't agree with you. Okay? Yeah. So go find the truth. Go forgive your mother. Go forgive your father. Once you get your identity from your parents, you will not see them as people who are saying things negatively. No, you will see them as people who are actually in the dark. And you can't judge somebody who is in the dark just because you've seen light. You simply discern what they are saying and you forgive them. And you keep moving. And then when you make a silent prayer at night, all these things disappear. When you make a silent prayer in the morning, all these things disappear. Elsie Moipone, amazing. I am being enlightened. Thank you, Doc. You're welcome. Queen Nelly, thank you, Doc. I reconnected with my father last year. This is amazing. So, Nelly, stick in the silent prayer. All right. And now, because you can actually see the evil nature of your mother, you can catch yourself getting to react to the evil nature of your mother. Be grateful that you can actually catch yourself. Okay. Once you catch yourself being angry, let it go. Because the moment you win that battle of catching yourself every time, that's the moment the spirit of evil starts to die in you, okay? And she has no power to remodel you into her own image. I'm glad you actually reconnected with your father. Keep moving. Keep moving. Focus on yourself. Allow God to reveal things to you through that identity that you got from your father. It shall be well with you. Shall be well with you. Hello, Doc. How do I reconnect with my father and maintain that reconnection? Kefa, you don't need to maintain that reconnection. You simply need to reconnect with your father, all right? And then allow the rest to happen. Just exist. Simply go on to your mother first. Tell your mother, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. Allow her to respond. Whatever she says should be none of your business, because your mother has no ability or capacity to forgive you. It's only God who forgives. So you are basically showing God that you're taking your mother off your path of forgiveness. Once you take her off your path, you get your identity back. Now you go and face your father. You tell your father, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason, and that is you basically reconnecting with his spirit. Whether he's a drunkard or not, his behavior shall not follow you. Basically, when you're forgiving your father, you're overcoming his weaknesses and his behaviors and his identity. And now you take his identity off your path, and now you reconnect with his spirit. Now that spirit is the spirit of God, because the biological representation of a child, the godly representation of a child to the earthly representation of a child, what do I say? What am I saying? Like the representation of a child, God to a child is a biological father. Let me use those simple words. God's representation to a child is the biological father. Once you connect with that spirit of your father, you're good to go. Talk about narcissism. There's nothing like narcissism. There's nothing like that. It's a label that you've been taught. Overcome that thought. There's nothing like that. Realize that human beings cannot forgive. Human beings are evil. How would they forgive when they are in a fallen state? So your mother cannot forgive you. Your father cannot forgive you. The only thing you're doing by facing them to apologize is, one, you're getting the confidence to face them because you want to face your fears. Your mother is your fear. Your father is your fears. So you're facing your fears. And number two, as you say, I've been resenting you, you're actually admitting wrong. You're admitting that I am wrong to resent human beings. They are designed and made in the image of God. So when I resent them, I'm basically resenting God. So you gain the confidence to face them, overcome them, and then you tell them by admitting that you are wrong for resenting them, and then now you apologize. Once you do that, God takes the burden off you. It is a spiritual world. It's a spiritual battle. You cannot win spiritual battles by going to a psychiatrist office. You'll come back with pills. Pills cannot heal your spirituality. No, that's why you are depressed. You go and take antidepressants and you still become depressed. Your doctor does not understand spirituality. He's basically focused on intellect, the science. He's good in the moment, but afterwards, you heal from diabetes, you come back with another one. A cancer. Suffering. Lungani has a question on YouTube about ancestors. Okay, that's a good one. Man, I gotta go. I can't understand a word this. Hey. Listen to Jimmy Frank. Hey. Man, I gotta go. I can't understand a word this. I think he meant to say fool. Let's read it the way he's put it. F-O-O. This fool is saying. So we don't know if foo is food or foo. I don't know. What? Jimmy Frank is full of his mother. You can easily hear the mother talking in Jimmy Frank. Like, hey. So we'll assume, let me for the first time assume that Jimmy Frank is saying, I can't understand what a word this fool is saying. So by fool, he's basically trying to say, fool is, Uncle Chile is the fool here. I am the wise one here. And because I am the wise one here, I can't stay on a platform that is being, that fool is actually communicating. Jimmy Frank, I hope that is what you meant, because I'll respond to it as a fool. All right? Because that's, as a fool. Let me tell you, before this identity stuff, I used to be that guy who will come after, and I can actually catch myself nowadays trying to do that. So I'll go on a post, maybe on Facebook or so, and I see this post it doesn't make sense, okay? According to me, you see the evil nature in me. According to me, this post does not make sense. Or I see a post where, let's say an identity post. I have identity issues, but I see a post for identity issues. Now I am in a rush to go and respond to this one. And I will want to put it in a way that will actually trigger emotion so that I get the followers, right? So that I get people, the validation from people who are actually joining in and liking my comment and all that. So I used to do that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did that for quite a long period of time. We will actually engage with people on Facebook. Because that's where we knew better. Facebook, in the comment section, and the more the comments, the better I feel. But that feeling was just for that moment. After I've done that, and then possibly one day I post, I comment, and then I realize nobody liked that comment. Now I'm busy thinking, oh, did I say something wrong? Oh, was it not good enough? Was it not mind-boggling enough? Should I go and delete and write afresh? So I was always in that roller coaster. So therefore, I can't even judge Frank. I simply see the nature of a woman in him, and it's so unfortunate that these are the men that we have out here. You see, so it is so unfortunate that these are the same males that we expect to actually marry our daughters. So you can imagine this is somebody's father. He's on a live, at what time is it? At 11:35. And the only thing that he finds reasonable enough, even after we've talked to people here, conversing with people who actually understand the message, the only thing that he finds valuable enough is to say, I gotta go. First things first, he gotta go. I can't understand a word this fool is saying. You see, this is again a sign of somebody who masturbates. A person who masturbates does not punctuate his statements very well. He's always in a rush to actually be heard. Right? So when you see somebody writing a post or commenting without punctuating, without writing properly, you simply know these are people who actually are in the sin zone. They are captured in the spirit of problems. And if he's a man, you have to understand that this is a man who shakes your hand and you feel like, this is not a handshake from a man. Why? Because masturbation is an indicator of somebody who needs instant gratification. So you don't have to put in the work to earn the sex. What you need to do is to simply go to the hand and do what you have to do. Instant gratification. And life does not offer you that option of instant gratification. No. You must always put in the work and then stay patient. That's why you cannot walk into the gym today and tomorrow you have muscles. No. So you must fix yourself constantly. So we allow Frank to say this. and it's okay. So we wish that one day he gets to see the light so that he can actually think his way right. Because you see, this is my platform. And it's only fair that I can do whatever I want to do with my platform. But when he finds the reason to come and call me a fool on my platform, it doesn't even make sense. Imagine getting angry at somebody because he's living his life. I'm living my life right now. I'm living my life right now. And then, yes, actually, this is the point, Chito. Announcing departure. Imagine he would have actually left without having to say a word. But he found the need to actually ask me for permission to leave. He's like, oh, guys, I've been here. This guy says nothing. This is a fool. Let me go. As though he wants these people to follow him where he's going to. Hey, Frank, one day you realize you will only get a reward for solving human problems. As a man, you will only get a reward for solving human problems. Again, this is just me saying these words because Frank is not here. He already left, right? So if you're there, I mean, you're not supposed to be here. You already left. So we wish you well. One day you'll come back to this live and you'll be like, by the way, I sound just like my mother. My mother is here. Weaknesses of a father, absence of a father, angry mothers, children get messed up. All right? Now they want to seek validation everywhere. If you just walked out, if it was me right now, that time I would say the same things. But if it was me, I just come here and I realize, oh, this is not a platform for me. I scroll. All right? I don't have to take a lot. 1 minute. Imagine 1 minute. In that 1 minute as he's typing, he was listening to me. A whole minute. What did Frank say? Listen to what Frank said. Frank said, man, comma, I got a go. I can't understand a word this fool is saying. This fool is saying. He didn't even find a reason to finish with the L. So I'm thinking, this is fool or this is food. But people with the name Frank, is another one. You call it Jim what? Frank G what? Is it Jim it or G what? G Wagon. Frank G Wagon. Frank G Wagon says he cannot marry single mothers when he has made 2. Identity is a serious thing. Frank G Wagon. Tuamuke G Wagon. Let's continue. Lungani Mbadha. I had come here to read a comment from Lungani only to meet Frank. Frank G Wagon. Lungani Mbadha says, Doctor, please talk about ancestors. What is there to talk about ancestors? It's the same thing you asked me to talk about life after death. Why would I even care about life after death? I am alive. In the present, I'm alive. In the present, I don't have an ancestor here. they are dead. So their spirit, if their spirit is actually hovering around us, well done. But why would I focus on things that don't make sense? Ancestors are in the past. Life after death is in the future. The two things are going to distract you, Lungani. Focus on you. Focus on you. Don't even think about ancestors. Think about your relationship with your biological father. Make it perfect. Stay present. Keep moving. Kuna shingo ya Alex hapo juu. What has Alex said? Alex ako wapi? I now support my colleagues that you should focus on health issues only. Hey, Alex. And now I also, let me see. I now support my colleagues that you should focus on health issues only. Oh, so imagine Alex is a male name, right? It's a man. So Alex is a man, and this is a man who has no sense of direction. So he was told by his colleagues that there's a guy who is very good at teaching health stuff. But this same guy teaches other things that don't make sense. And then Alex, in his own senses, he decided, let me just pop in and see what this guy says. And because Alex is lacking an identity, possibly an absent father, or if there was a present father, a very weak one. Now Alex ended up adapting the identity from the mother. So he didn't have anybody to protect him against the identity, the emotions that were coming from the mother. And now he has to, because he's empty from inside, there's a hole inside him. He thinks that hole can actually be filled by identifying with anything around him. So one, he's identifying with his colleagues, which means he has no leadership skills. We pity the relationships that are coming out here. You see how marriages are messed up? Because these are the men that we expect them to actually raise children with all these emotions. So how will you raise children with all those emotions? with all this lack of identity and trying to identify with anybody. Imagine he can't even say that, you know what, I think you should focus on health matters. That would have actually made sense. I would not even come after him. But you see, he's saying, I now agree with my colleagues, which means he doesn't have a stand of his own. Alex, your name starts with A. A is an apex on the top, the first on alphabet. But Alex, hey, Alex is behaving like the Z. In him will be heads and not tails, Alex. So I wish you well, Alex. As you identify with your colleagues, one day you realize you are a man and you have to take leadership responsibility. You have to lead from the front. If any case, you need to be followed instead of following other people. All right? So I welcome you on board. And I'm glad that you can actually accept that I have a health platform that actually changes people's lives. Your colleagues have actually gotten change from that. But because most of you are just in the dark, and you love being in the dark, all of you are just operating in the scent of evil. And it's only fair that we allow you to do that, okay? So you keep on suffering, Alex. One day you will see light. Amazing. Keep suffering, my brother. Keep suffering. Hey, any other? So we can explain. Actually, we use these emotions to actually pass a point. So it's only fair that they bring on most of these emotions. When you bring in those emotions, it's easy for us to actually pass a point. All right? Ati Alex, imagine you have an A as a name, and then you behave like a Z. Hey. Yeah. Do you believe what the Bible says about Jesus Christ? Pricky, what do you mean what the Bible says about Jesus Christ? I was born and raised a Christian. I am one. Yeah, so what do you mean by what the Bible says about Jesus Christ? And normally, I'm a believer in the teachings of the scriptures, whether the Bible or the Quran. I'm a believer in these scriptures. I'm also a believer in what was there before those scriptures. Right? I'm a believer in what our people used to believe in before the scriptures. So the only difference is when you have an identity, you'll easily point out the lies in these scriptures. You'll point out the lie. You'll see the lie and you'll point it out and call it out as it is, because the truth will always be the truth. I've always told you that, one, you don't have to read the Bible to remember it. The Bible is just like a map. You use it to get where you're going to. Once you get to where you're going to, you don't need it anymore. So I've always stood by that, and I tell you that the mistake you do is, one, to read the Bible with intellect. Just because you're educated, you want to read the Bible and relate with what the Bible is saying because you're emotional. And number two, you want to actually let the Bible stick in your head and guide you. There is no God in the Bible. There's no God in the Quran. Right? That's the truth. God is a spirit, and you can allow that spirit to work with you. So when you have that spirit, it's easy for you to actually read the scriptures and understand them. But when you're operating under the scent of anger, you will read those scripts with intellect, and that will take away your common sense. Talk of men who don't care of their spouse's emotions. That is even better. That is even better. You don't even need to care about anybody. All right? You don't need to care about anybody. You care about yourself, and through that you inspire other people. So you are not here to care about your spouse or care about your children. No. You're here to care about yourself, and through that they get inspired. You see that? Yeah, you do you. Fix yourself, and then through that, you will fix these people. The best way to care for people and the best way to love people is love yourself and care about yourself. Fix your identity. You cannot start caring about people when you don't have love. How can you care for people when you have anger? You must fix the anger. As a man, how do I protect children from emotions coming from their mother? Thank you. Thank you very much, Kefa. One, apologize to your mother so that you overcome the nature of emotions. Number two, overcome your father so that you overcome his weaknesses. Apologize to him so that you overcome his weaknesses. Now you will not have weaknesses of your father, you will not have anger from your mother. Once you don't have those two, you will be filled with love. Now you will get revelations on how to raise your children because you will be emotionless. You will simply be doing what you have to do as a father and as a man. And that will be a revelation coming from that or through that spirit that you've actually inhabited. So the reason why we get identities from our parents is because we want to have our own identity, and through that identity, the spirit of good will reveal things through that identity. So as much as we want to go around it, at the end of the process, we will still have to face our mothers to apologize to them so that we overcome them, and we will still have to face our fathers to apologize to them so that we overcome them. Once you overcome them, you will stop seeing light, or you stop seeing things through the window that is your parents, but through the window that is yours. I hope that makes sense to you. Talk about dreams when we sleep, because I don't like dreaming. Now, you see, whether you don't like dreaming or not, you still dream anyway, because 80% of dreams are coming from thought processes. 20% are life experiences. So the reality is, as long as you've not overcome your thoughts, the only way not to dream most times is to overcome the thoughts. That's why you do a silent prayer before going to bed. Oh, I can't remember the last time I dreamt. Whoosh, I can't remember. Where? You look at your dreams are basically things that you've been thinking about, or your life experiences, or your fears, which is part of the life experiences. So when you start doing the silent prayer, you overcome all thoughts in your head. By the time you're going to bed, you have a blank slate. Where will the dreams come from? Some people think dreams are what actually keeps them from not sleeping. All right? So you focus on now. Focus on now. Overcome the thoughts. When you do the silent prayer, you'll go to bed with an empty slate in your brain. That is the sense that you actually need. So ladies and gentlemen, we've done almost 3 hours, actually 2 hours and 57 minutes of this conversation. Thank you so much for being part of us. I want to call this a night, and we'll meet again possibly next month if God gives us the grace. But remember, we always stay present, okay? Talk about silent prayers in brief. I've done it already. But dreaming is a sign you have sufficient sleep. No, it's not. So you want to tell us who don't dream, we don't have sufficient sleep? No, it's not true. That's an idea in your head. Overcome it, okay? Yeah, because dreams are what you think and your life experiences. So, I mean, you overcome every single thought through a silent prayer, you not have dreams. All right, like Jesus is the way and the truth, and you can only get to the Father, God, through Christ. Now, that is exactly the same verse that most preachers use to manipulate you. And now they play as though they are the brokers. So I want you to overcome that thought, all right? So I want you to see this. Jesus, most people will not agree with this, but it's the truth. Jesus was your brother. He's like an elder brother who comes to take you back home when it's the evening. When they come to take you from playing and tell you, you know what, it's coming dark, let's go back home. All right? So that's why he said, he never admitted that he was God. He never said he was God. So he's actually a son of God, and we are sons and daughters of God, which means whatever is in him is also in us. The Spirit of God that guided him can actually guide us if we allow it. All right? So we have to die from the spirit of evil to get the spirit of good that will actually reveal things to us on how to live life. So he is your brother. But most of us have constantly classified Jesus as God. He's not God. He's the Son of God, and so are we. All right? Yeah. So live life knowing that you're a son of God, and anything that Christ did, you can actually do it, because the same spirit that guided him to do that is the same spirit that actually guides you to do the same. And you have that spirit. The only problem is you have not allowed it to work with you because you are seeing light through a window that belongs to your parents. So when you overcome your parents, you will have that spirit that was in Christ, and you'll do everything through that spirit. All right, amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question, Pricky. Thank you so much for all of you. It's been amazing having you here for 3 hours. 3 hours. So I celebrate every one of you. I wish you well. We will meet all of you, or most of you, in Nairobi for the conversation that will be going on in Nairobi for 2 weeks. I hope that God can give us the grace to get there so that we ease pain and suffering from your life. Refer people to us for those physical consultation. It shall be amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for everybody who actually said we get to 120, and we just did that. Thank you so much for liking the live, sharing the live, asking questions, being participating. I would like this to be like what? Let's call it like a fellowship, so that I don't dictate what I know to you. You ask questions, we have an interaction, so that we make it better every single Friday on Identity Fridays. I told you, Identity Fridays is bigger than we think, and it's going to become greater, because fixing human problems and providing real life solutions, and like the church that you go to. All right? So thank you so much for being part of us. I wish you well. I hope you sleep well, have sound sleep, and make sure you do the silent prayer. Go and apologize to your mother to forgive her, to overcome her. Forgive your father so that you get your own identity. And through that, you will see light. And once you see light, it's called perfect peace. Nothing beats perfect peace. I wish you well.